like Breaking Bad ended or something. I think it might have been more recent than that. But then I rewatched that show and hated it less. So
I didn't even know you hated it to begin with, considering we did a full podcast on the whole series.
Hate is probably too strong for that, considering I'm like watching it and I like Better Call Saul a lot. So I really didn't like that season 4 finale, but then I think I got over it and enjoyed it the second time.
Fair enough.
There you go.
Also, Nathan, this is Hank.
Hello.
I feel like I need to introduce. It's been a long time. No, I said it the other way around.
Okay. Oh, okay. Hi, Hank.
It felt weird to only introduce one side and not do the other. That's why I had to just throw the other side in.
Okay. You're right. That is formal.
The social contract, man. You were just telling me about eating your shitty McDonald's burgers because you didn't want to be rude in front of a coworker.
Yeah, it's just that delicate social fabric of I'd already set down my McDonald's bag on the table and then scanned out for my break, and now I feel like I need to eat there or else I'm being rude because I would then just pick up my lunch and walk away. Like, that just seems too loaded somehow.
See, I just walk away because I
regretted it.
People know I don't like them at work.
Okay.
And I think for the most part, they've just accepted it.
Okay.
Because I'm not rude to them, though. Like, they can still come to me with, like, a work-related thing, and I will help them through it. But I'm not gonna, like, talk to them about their dog. Like, I'll just walk away.
Yeah.
What if they wanted to talk to you about their cat?
Okay, so this is a thing where we have a new girl at work, and, I was just giving her the cold shoulder anytime she would say something. I'd be like, yeah, thanks, and like turn away and keep working or whatever. And then she was talking to me about getting a kitten, and I just like melted. And I just like saw the pictures of her cat and found out that her recent cat passed away, and I was heartbroken. It was the worst. I hate when people find the cat button.
Relatability.
Yep, I hate it. I hate relating to people.
Then you have to see them as human.
It's the worst, man. It's
monsters.
the worst. Yeah, exactly.
Is there any truth in like there's sort of a finite number of people a person can like perceive as human before it becomes too abstract?
What are you
like
even talking about?
It's some social thing. I don't know if it's anthropology or just like social media criticism or what, but it's like past 100 people, they're kind of just pictures and they're not real. It's just,
Okay.
Now I'm just thinking of that Stalin quote of just like, hey, one death is a tragedy.
The death of millions is a statistic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you mean Marilyn Manson quote. Excuse me.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Was that him? Was it in a song or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There you go. Citations.
That's in I think that's in Fight Song off of Hollywood.
Okay.
Track 4?
There you go.
Yeah.
Specific, just everybody out there can reference that.
This is the thing, is that if I recognize a reference, I need to recognize exactly where it's from. Otherwise, people will be like, you're crazy. But now I'm not.
People can think you're crazy,
not.
Though. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
If you lay out facts, though, then people can fact check your facts. Then maybe you're wrong.
Right.
They probably won't, though. They'll probably just take your word.
People don't fact check. That's a fact.
They do, but other people don't care about the fact checking. Only the people who do the fact checking actually care.
Hank, you've played Mega Man 2,
they
right?
Do the work. I have played Mega Man 2.
Who do you start with?
I haven't played it enough to have a go-to start.
Who do you think you would start with if you played it enough?
Or can you recall all the boss names?
It's Air or Metal, I think.
Why do people say air?
two.
Airman is not one you start with because his pattern is shitty and he does a ton of damage to you with just a buster only.
I don't know. The Alex Navarro didn't seem to have much trouble. It was mostly the stage is really tricky jumping.
Alex Navarro plays on the bitch American version of the game, which is the easy version of the Japanese version. Yes.
Oh, okay.
The American normal version is the bitch mode of that game.
Yeah.
Do you have?
I mean, if I had experienced it back in the day, that's the version I would have played. To be fair,
but even that version has a hard mode. There's a normal and a hard at the very start. Nobody ever chooses hard though, because they're bitches.
Okay.
I mean, I just never played that game enough.
I mean, that's fair. I'm not really calling you a bitch. I'm
Kirby's
just saying.
Dream Land on the Game Boy. I'll play that game on the hard mode that it has.
I don't want to talk about that because I've never even played it.
It's the first Kirby game where you can't even absorb things.
Yeah, see, that's not the type of Kirby I want.
Does he spit stuff at people? Like,
yeah, you just suck stuff up and then spit it out.
Okay.
I think the one power in that, I think in Mike, I think there's a part where you get Mike.
So like a screen clear?
Yeah, just a screen clear. But like you can it's just about flying around and blowing up air bubbles to hit things or shooting out stars. It's like a video game rather than like a...
I played one of those.
Masturbation exercise in mechanics that you can mess with.
So is that what you're calling Mega Man? Jump Shoot Man? Because I would call Jump Shoot Man video game.
Of particular uses.
Gotcha. Okay.
There's like design to it. It's not just a mess of weird stuff all mixed together.
Okay.
I'm just trying to angle into somehow talking about the fact I played all of Mafia 2. Just out of nowhere. But
you know that's the old one, right? First of all.
Yeah, that's the old one.
Okay.
Because I can't afford all these new games that just kind of like, hey, what do I have? Oh, weird. Some 2K bundle or something gave me this. All right, and then installed it and it ran really well, so I ended up just playing all of it. Did you play the first one, either of you? Mafia?
No.
I feel like I played a little bit of Mafia 2, but just didn't play enough of it.
I just saw some people talking about Mafia 2 since Mafia 3 came out, and just also all I know about it is Mafia 2 has this weird open world where you can't really there's not really anything to do, but you can mess with stuff in weird ways.
I don't know, like mess with what? Like traffic, like pedestrians or robbing stores?
Like turn on a sink, maybe?
Oh yeah, dude, you can totally turn on a sink.
Super mundane stuff.
I love some of the mundane stuff. That was kind of what my favorite part was just like, I have this apartment and there's this fridge and I can grab a sandwich and a soda and then go out and shoot some people and then come home and, you know, hey, I'm going to have a beer before bed and then just kind of like just get into it a little bit with that kind of stuff. I enjoyed doing that.
Yeah,
and
so
the shooting was fun. So I don't know.
There's some videos on YouTube breaking down the mundanities you can do in Mafia 2 that you can't do in 3, and that's why 3 is a bad game.
Oh, dude. Okay. I was kind of hoping some of that stuff would stay in 3, because I'm intrigued about 3. People are saying it has some pretty good character writing and stuff, so it's on my radar, but that's unfortunate.
It doesn't seem to have that mundanity that really appeals to Russian players, from what I can tell.
Okay. That was the one thing I was kind of hoping for, was like more in that direction, honestly, was like, why can't I just sit in this chair in my fake house and just hang out? Like, I turn on the radio, I just want to sit down and just relax. Because I was just, you know, I had a horrible day. My stupid friend got all drunk and went to the bar and accidentally shot a guy, and then we had to bury the corpse, and that was horrible. So I just want to, you know, unwind at home. But I can't even sit in the chair. It's just, you know, why is this chair here? That's the whole thing chairs are for.
So you're not alone in your desires, but that's not the direction they went with the new game.
Darn. I have heard it, like, I am also intrigued about the idea that it's kind of just like a racist South simulator. So it just has like whites only restaurants and stuff, and you can just get yelled at, and cops will be summoned because you went there, which just sounds kind of weird and surreal. So I don't know. Like, hey, Mississippi Burning, right? Everybody loves that movie. Huh?
Nope.
Gene Hackman?
No, I have no idea.
Willem Dafoe?
It's been a while since I watched it.
I do like Willem Dafoe.
Actually,
he was great in that
not as
Antichrist
great as I
movie.
remember. Yeah, that wasn't his dick, though. Fun fact.
Really?
Weird.
Well, whose dick was it? I need to know.
Some porn stars. I don't know. It's
Okay.
probably on IMDb trivia. They'll tell you.
I mean, I'm gonna find out right now. I'm gonna find out if it's on
I thought you were
IMDb.
just gonna read it up. Okay. I was like, yeah, we'll just wait for you to find that fact. Yeah. Antichrist. Is Nymphomaniac part of the same trilogy
Probably.
as Melancholia and just Lars von Trier Minute? We'll just
Lars von Trier Minute.
Breaking Waves, no good. Dancer in the Dark or whatever, I couldn't watch it. It was just too boring. I stopped watching it. Melancholia, though, I enjoyed it, especially the second half, because the world dies.
Yo, what about Dogville,
that's what I got. I didn't even try to watch Dogville, but maybe it's
yeah,
great.
Okay.
3 hours hanging out with Nicole Kidman, I just haven't felt I needed that yet. But maybe so.
But 3 hours hanging out with Willem Dafoe's dick, totally in.
That movie is not that long, and it's like, actually, yeah, it's on screen a bit more than you'd want, maybe, but it's like a minute tops.
Yo,
big thing I know about that movie is like there's like is it like a fox or a wolf that like or a dog that like says chaos reigns?
Yep, I think it's a fox. Yeah. Or no, I think it's a deer, isn't it?
Yeah, it's something like that.
A buck or something. I'm pretty sure.
Fucking
I watched that movie after having stayed up like for 24 hours.
That's a bad idea.
Every time to watch it. Like, it was just like, I'm already like half asleep, so I'll just throw on this horrible dream. And yeah, I don't know. I'll remember parts of it forever. But yeah, I'm not sure if it's good or not. I wouldn't say I recommend it.
Antichrist is the first part of his trilogy of depression, also including Melancholia and Nymphomaniac Volume 1 and 2.
And I haven't seen those. Is he still doing stuff, or did he get in a lot of trouble after that Cannes Film Festival where he was alluding to Nazis too many times and freaked people out?
I mean, I know that pissed people off because we talked about it on Media Monks.
On this very, yeah. Exactly.
So, like, I know that was a thing. I remember that vividly. But I remember Antichrist more vividly and how weird that movie made me feel. That movie, even though it's not 3 hours, actually felt like it was 3 hours long. It felt too long. Okay. I didn't like it.
I found Breaking the Waves more insufferable because it is almost 3 hours long and a lot. Like, it's part of it's pacing, but part of it is also just you need to, like, I feel just to understand that movie, you need to have Catholic guilt, so you just can't understand it if you don't. I don't know. Maybe I'm just rationalizing, but it's just like religious guilt is that movie.
Yeah, but
if you don't have it, you won't enjoy it. Maybe.
Well, then you must enjoy it because you have Catholic guilt.
I don't think. No, I don't. I used to have regular old Christian guilt, but now I just have white guilt. I think
you have white guilt now.
Or millennial guilt, because I think I'm in there, and I hate that.
Yeah. Why are you guilty for being a millennial?
Because there's this perception that we're just the entitlement thing. So then when I get self-conscious about it. But then isn't that just personal pride and confidence? Like, I don't know. I can't distinguish some of these things. Like, what's arrogance? What's confidence? What makes one and not the other?
Balls.
Hang up.
Clearly, it's people older than you telling you which one it is.
Oh, okay.
The man is keeping you down.
The old man?
Yeah.
So I'm ageist then too.
You are. Yeah. I know you are ageist.
I know I am too. Yeah. can that cut both ways? Can you be like, yeah, if you're young, I hate you, and if you're old, I
totally.
also do?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, you're 14, I don't like you. That's ageist too. It's not just it only goes old.
Oh, for sure. No.
Well, there you go.
Hate knows no bounds.
That's true.
Great.
You know what I hate about the term millennials? That there's also like, well, there's a few other ways that like that generation is known. Generation Y is one of them, and Generation Me is one of them, and that's real annoying.
Well, for Windows Me, it's people who lived through Windows Me.
Right, exactly. I mean, that was everybody, except for the people that died tragically, probably.
I mean, what pisses me off about the term millennials is I want it to be people who were born after the millennium, not people who lived through it, which is like, what it is.
Yeah, it's like some like formational period of their life happened around the 2000 mark. Is that what they're dating? It's like, oh, you were an adolescent then, so therefore you're a millennial now.
Well,
so
the millennial
85 on or something?
No, it's like early 1980s.
Yeah.
Oh, really? It's that? Okay.
Yeah, it's fucked how
it's like,
I thought I just made it in by like a year or two.
Oh,
but,
no.
Okay.
It's basically like all of 1980s to the mid 90s or whatever is considered. If you were born in those years, you're considered a millennial.
Oh.
Or Generation Y. It used to be Generation Y, then millennial is the term that people use now, and they use it kind of offensively.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that annoys me about this isn't even necessarily any of this shit. It's that the next generation, like the one where the kids are growing up now, they get to be Generation Z, and that's dope. And I'm so mad.
Oh, man.
Because it's the last one. It's right at the end of the alphabet.
Right. And the world will end, because it has to be the last one.
Right.
Can't come up with a new system. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
We're tapped out.
AA, or not that there ever was Generation A, Generation B, but yeah. Was X just alternative? Is that just...
No, Generation X was the one between baby boomers and millennials.
Why were they called that? Were they the lost generation or something?
Yeah.
No, that's like
something like that.
One. Like that was between World War I and II. I think they're the lost generation, right? Hemingway and his bros.
No, it's oh yeah, you might be right. That's like one of the first generations.
That was categorized by anthropologists.
That's how early that is. So
man, I can't find any way back to talking about Mafia 2. Like it's been like, well, World War II factored into the tutorial and veto, and I don't know if I have anything interesting to say about it other than like it was a lot more enjoyable than I thought it would be. But I don't know.
And now you're bummed out that Mafia 3 is going to be garbage because the thing you like in Mafia 2 is not in it.
All my little like sandwich eating and having my apartment and everything, that they didn't follow up on that, I guess is kind of disappointing. But like some of the just general stuff about having to drive like a sane, rational person is kind of a component of it that I like. It just makes that world seem more alive because it's operating in some sort of realistic way. Yeah. I mean, once you get killed, you just are playing again. Like it just loads up and you're back. But
oh, you mean it's still a video game?
It's still totally a video game, but you can kind of just get into it a bit and just be like, oh, I got to drive carefully. Or, oh, I'm just going to pay this ticket because there's a dead body in the trunk. So it's actually better to just be like, oh, yeah, I was speeding. That was crazy. And just pay him $50 and then drive away and wipe the sweat off your brow because, the cop didn't find out.
And the like blood off your loafers or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Or just didn't notice the smell or whatever.
Right.
There was one moment, though, where I was really getting into that kind of emergent experience, where it was like, there was that mission where a friend of mine accidentally killed a bartender late at night, and we were kind of covering up the crime. And I was just like, oh, dude, okay, I'm going to make it look like a robbery and take the money out of the cash register. Maybe I'll fire a bullet in the wall or something. And as soon as I pulled out my gun, cops just knew. Like, I was in a building, and they were just aware that had, like, someone's got a gun out, and that's not okay. And then I was swarmed by police and ended up in a horrible car chase and killed 20 people. Like, it just went way over the top and way too video gamey, way too fast for like a small thing I was trying to do. So that's all. That's that's the story I had. I'm sorry it wasn't riveting.
That's good.
Well, yeah, just little things where it's almost you're almost role playing, like you're almost just really totally caught up in the universe, and then it just kind of breaks. It was.
I mean, you could play on like weird Russian role playing Arma servers or something.
Where you just quit if you die, or how does it? Like you get one chance.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. You get like a job and earn money, and they're cops. And
okay.
And if your job is a cop, you have like superiors to report to, and you have to go save people.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So, all right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Me neither.
It being just kind of a fast-paced, like, big-budget game was kind of just the appeal. And also, I think I've started to find Doom a little taxing. Like, I'm pretty late in the game on ultraviolence mode, so it just takes a while to beat a single stage now. I don't know. I kind of just needed a break from that other violent video game.
Are you saying you're bitching out?
A different one. No, I think I'll still polish it off, but I am back in hell. I think maybe for the last time. I'm trying to get an important MacGuffin that's very key to the proceedings. So, yeah.
I just finished Doom the other day.
Okay.
I definitely had the thing where, like, I got that game back when it came out, so I've just been chipping away at it because I do kind of find it taxing to play a lot of it in one sitting.
Yeah.
When I got to the end, then I kind of ran through a bunch of it in a longer sitting. But I'm also playing on a regular difficulty. Like, I just didn't want to deal with the harder difficulty.
Ultraviolence? Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I just found it more engaging. Like, I was almost getting bored with some of the scenarios. But, I don't know. Like, I'm dying a lot, but it kind of just makes it a different kind of challenge. Where you just really need to book it all over the place around the combat arenas. And just be flying through the air, shooting rockets, and just kind of stuff I want to do. So,
yeah. It's just because that game is basically the same kind of rooms over and over again. I really don't want to keep doing the same one over and over.
Yeah,
it's just what I didn't want to do. So I still died sometimes as it got later into the game, but I was more okay with just dying less. That game still engages me enough on having to manage my ammo and all that stuff, so I was fine with it.
Mm-hmm. It does kind of force me to go through a lot more of the arsenal to some extent, although I'm really just shotguns and that rocket launcher have become kind of the go-to things for me.
The super shotgun is just kind of better than all the other guns. It just feels great.
I've always liked that it's called that, and yeah, I think it was Quake 2. Does that have the super shotgun too? I just remember playing a bunch of deathmatch stuff quite some time ago with the super shotgun.
That sounds probably right. Yeah, that would have been around that time period.
I mean, I know it works the same way. I don't remember if they call it super shotgun or if it's just shotgun. It's like there's not another shotgun in that game, I don't think.
Right.
To be better than.
Right.
But it's that same the idea of shotgun.
The idea of shotgun.
Yeah, that double barrel, just boom.
Mm-hmm.
Crack it open, put more shells in.
Boom.
Boom. Yeah.
When you get the upgrade that you can just fire twice immediately, that's real good. That's like the final thing you get on it.
I don't know why, but I was really using the original shotgun a lot, and I probably shouldn't have done that as long as I did, but presumably your upgrades roll over into the next playthrough, because it doesn't seem like there's enough upgrade stuff to get everything maxed out. But maybe I'm just missing a bunch of secrets.
There definitely is enough stuff to get it all upgraded one time through.
I'm missing secrets then.
I've missed some stuff, but yeah, I definitely had enough Praetor points to get full upgrades on everything I wanted.
Are those microchips you find on the dead dudes?
So you can get 5 of them for beating all the enemies, and then there are like always a couple hidden extra ones.
Oh yeah, the combat tokens, like the
Yeah,
5 per stage. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, those
I
are
think
the
all
same
but
thing.
one level I've gotten 5, but
Yeah, that's just killing everything. So if you're kind of just exploring normally, they're pretty
yeah.
easy to find.
How far did you get, Paul? Like where are you at?
I haven't picked it up since it came out, so
Okay.
I think 2 or 3 hours in.
Okay. Oh right, you hadn't been to hell the first time yet, right?
Right.
So okay. I'm trying to really suss out where I'm at. Like, so I'm going after the Crucible.
Yeah.
Is that the final objective or no?
That's not the final objective. It's not the final objective. It's pretty close to the end once you get it, but
okay. So that enables you to do one more thing. And okay, whatever.
I'd say
that game's fun.
There are like 2 more things, big things after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's mostly
cool game.
It's just those same combat arenas. Once you've seen all the enemy types, which I guess you kind of have to get late in the game to see the final ones, and then there are a handful of boss fights. But other than that, it's not like that game is about the story.
No, but it's pretty well put together.
It's well done, but you're not there for the story. Although also seeing all the guns is the other thing that you definitely is worth getting to.
Like in these final weeks of the year, I guess I'm kind of thinking through the past, like because I always really enjoy game of the year time, just in terms of people talking for real about stuff, like just I don't know, not feeling bound by spoilers and just saying what they mean.
Yeah, totally.
Starts to happen.
Completely agree.
But I don't know if I'm like actually regretting like missing some major stuff or
like what?
If I'm like there was the big shooter wave that happened with Titanfall, Battlefield, and I guess Call of Duty, but people have mixed feelings on that. I guess the campaign's supposed to be pretty cool. Space.
Okay. Sure.
But so I
mean,
just didn't do that. Final Fantasy 15, Last Guardian, like there's just kind of stuff I'm interested in. But
Final Fantasy 15 and Last Guardian are like last week and this week, though.
Yeah.
Like you still have time to look into those at all.
Oh, if I had all the money, yeah, I could totally.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Mafia 3, just tack that on there, put it on my bill, sir. Just.
I feel like Last Guardian's going to be the game where people talk highly about it, but they're only talking about it because it took this long and not because it's very good.
Yeah, like some of the initial like comments I've been seeing, like I watched the quick look, I heard Waypoint's discussion on it and stuff. Seems to be kind of, it's not at Shadow levels, but it's okay. Like it seems like it's for fans. If you like that stuff, you'll like it enough to enjoy it. But
what if the only reason you like that other stuff is because it was good? Because Eco wasn't that good, but Shadows was okay. So like,
yeah, Eco has something going on though. I know it's not.
It just mechanically wasn't as good.
I just remember playing that game and not knowing you could swing on a rope, and then just not understanding how to proceed for a while, because it was just that's the thing. I didn't have the booklet, and this was before tutorials were just in the game,
right?
Necessarily.
Yeah.
This game almost looks like it has the worst solution to this, which is just constant controller prompts throughout the game.
Oh, good.
So it'll just tell you, hey, in case you forgot, press triangle to grab onto stuff. There's like, it's hour 8. I know.
How's it not R1? I'm so mad.
I don't know. It's triangle, dude. To jump, or maybe I don't know. I was just watching
maybe
footage.
Yeah, that's also weird. It does that in a game that's like about having no HUD. But then here is
like fades in, and there's a giant controller screen.
Fucking weird. For me, I just don't want to play that game because, just knowing myself, it's a game where you have an AI component that like doesn't always follow your commands immediately.
Yeah,
just drive me nuts.
Yeah,
escort mission-y kind of stuff,
and that's like the whole appeal for people who like it. It seems like that they like that it seems like a real animal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, awesome! But they must love Resident Evil 0.
What, Billy? Or you
or
saying as an animal?
Rebecca? I don't know. Whoever you're not playing at the time is just like the animal you strap a gun to that they'll shoot until there's no ammo left. If you have too much ammo for a weapon, just give it to your AI partner and give it 2 seconds. It'll be gone.
Apparently, the animations have a lot of personality in Last Guardian. So does Billy just kind of strike you as a cool dude when he's just standing around?
You know, his ruffled hair looks like feathers on some weird griffin thing when he kind of shakes it.
But can you pet him?
You just run your fingers through his hair. Like, hey, you did a good job, Billy.
It would be a better
that was a good shot. Pat, pat, pat.
It would be a better game if you could. That game sucks. This game's not very good. It would be better if you could just, put your hand right through his greasy, gross, sweaty hair.
Is he a convict, or what's the story again?
Well, maybe you should play Resident Evil 0 and find out for yourself. And then we can talk at length about that game.
I have it on GameCube, but I gave up on it a long time ago.
That's the type of game that, like, if they had done that game where 2 people are playing at the same time, it would have been kind of revolutionary in the most amazing way. But they didn't, and it's garbage.
Well, there you go, Capcom. But they remastered it anyway, so...
Yeah, I mean, why not, right? If you're going to remaster the one game that has that engine, you might as well just flip the switch on the other one.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably just not that hard.
I mean, there's a reason why those 2 released in the same disc for, like, PlayStation 4 and at the same time on Steam and shit. It's, like, the same type of game, only with different, like, characters, models, basically, so whatever. Whatever, fuck that game.
And one's a great game, and one's trash.
One is a great game. Resident Evil 0 is amazing, you're right.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one that's the great game. Timeless classic, exactly.
Did Mikami direct it? Like, is he involved, or...
Yeah, I feel like he was.
Okay, just not sure how core to all that stuff it was.
I could find out, but that's when he was doing a bunch of shit, for sure. Oh, no, it wasn't.
Okay.
That actually, that makes...
Although that is not an, like, one-to-one explanation, because Evil Within, but...
Evil Within's so bad. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's not just like, you don't just evoke the Mikami name and that equals high quality every time.
Did you play the Evil Within?
Yeah.
All the way through?
No.
Yeah, me neither. Where did you stop?
Maybe 6 hours. I killed that hair thing and kind of dug the design of that monster. It was kind of creepy.
Okay, reason why
I got to a point where it started feeling kind of like Resident Evil 4, but just zoomed in too much. Right. And I was like fighting dudes in villages and stuff, and just kind of stopped and then completely stopped. Like, it just kind of momentum wound down, and that was that.
The reason I wanted to bring this up and ask you is, I needed you to confirm for me that the way that game does invisible enemies is like the worst way games have ever done invisible enemies in a video game. Do you remember them?
I don't know. No, I just remember the screen being too tight, so you just can't really get a good sense of surroundings.
There were enemies that were just straight up invisible with like no like real easy to see tell until they hit you. Basically, it was the worst.
So they just appear as they strike?
No, like after you take damage, after they've already hit you, or
you get to glimpse where they were?
Or if you hit them. Like if you hit them, you'll see them for a second and then they'll instantly disappear again and like move. They're the worst though. Like holy shit.
Monsters.
Yeah, I guess. Man, that game is bad. That game had so many fucking problems with it. But you're right, like when that game came out, people were bitching about the field of view being way too narrow, and they were right. The frame rate being shitty, and they were right. And the film grain being shitty, and they were right. So
film grain.
The film grain you can't get rid of. You can only make more intense if you want to.
Man, that game is amazing.
That game is amazing, like, way to show people, if you want to make a survival horror game, you shouldn't do this stuff. Like, you shouldn't obstruct it so bad with grain that it's hard to see where enemies are in this near, like, dark, just completely black level. I don't know. That was a bad game. Kami should feel ashamed. Oh, fuck no. There was no way. Okay. I got to the same part you did, and I was just like, this is garbage.
Like, killed that hair thing, or escaped, or whatever. I think you kill it, right? There's, like, a big fire furnace or something, and then there's this, like, monster made of black hair.
But, like,
screams.
The first time you meet it, you don't kill it. You just run away from it.
You just run. Yeah, but then there is you running through furnaces and activating levers and stuff.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
But like, the first time you meet that creature, there's nothing that indicates run, so you just start, like, firing at it until you realize it's not taking damage, and then you're dead. I don't know.
Maybe the hope was it would be so intense and scary that you'd just instinctively run.
Well, the way it comes at you
be away from
is kind of freaky, because you're just, like, going into a room, and then just, like, this blood portal opens, and it just, like, jumps out of it at you.
Screeching. Yeah. I don't know. That's the highlight, I guess, from that game for me.
I mean, that part was kind of cool. The part where, like, they expected you to set up traps or whatever in a village and have this, like, giant dude with a chainsaw, essentially, but not really. Maybe he actually did have a chainsaw. He had something like that. He was, like, the big Resident Evil 4 dude with the chainsaw, would, like, come after you. And you would, like...
I remember the dude with the safe head.
Yeah.
Is he pretty early in the game? Is that, like, one of the first
big
bads you have to stealth from?
Like 2 hours, I think. Oh, no, the guy you're talking about is, like, the first dude in the game. It's like 5 minutes dude. In.
Okay, he didn't have a safe head. Maybe he had a sack on his head. I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Yeah, Evil Within.
The, like, butcher
Bethesda.
Dude.
Yeah.
Those aren't the parts of that game I remember. I remember different parts. That you guys
what parts do you remember? Oh, okay.
Cool parts that were later. That was just a screening. Get you scrubs out of here, and then it gets awesome.
Yeah, of course.
No.
Yeah.
Not exactly. No.
I mean, even if that was true, that's the wrong way to do your game.
Yeah.
If anything, the coolest way.
If anything, guys, you put the shitty things at the end and, like, trick people into their money.
I mean, I feel like that works. You trick people into having a good opinion about your game by starting early.
I mean,
Super
lot of
Mario
games
World did it.
Good first impression and how that lingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Super Mario World.
Does Super Mario World not end on a good note? Because I seem to remember liking Bowser's area.
Well, my issue, like, you get to the last world, it's still playing the same music from World 1 in levels. It's like, it's not near, that whole World 8 in Mario World is nowhere near as memorable as World 8 in Mario 3.
Oh, okay. I mean, fair enough.
Like, as a world.
Run out of tricks or something? Or...
Yeah, and there's so much you could do with Mario World Engine, like that you see in ROM hack stuff. They just never push the mechanics they give you.
But I mean, it's Nintendo. They don't push anything.
They do in their other games that I like. They do weird stuff in the back half of their games. Their bigger problem is the beginning half of, like, their Mario games. Modern ones are all super boring because
they're like cakewalk easy.
They're like make everyone like it's someone's first Mario game.
Well, every Mario game is someone's first Mario.
It's weird though. It's kind of neat in that they, like, make it really easy to get to credits for, like, everybody, and then it's like, all right, now the game begins. But if you can't handle it, you can feel like you're done and set it down. You're just like, oh, I beat 3D Land because I saw the credits. So this level's too hard. I'm gonna stop, and you don't feel bad. Like, you feel like you can say you beat that game.
But people should feel like losers if they don't finish something.
Yeah. Okay.
I just think
that's just life, man. If you don't finish something, Failure
they
is
made
part of
Japanese
life.
Mario 2, and then they realized that wasn't the way they were going to go forward. They tried to just make the sequel that was just harder.
Yeah.
And it didn't work, I guess.
Lost levels, essentially? Yeah. Okay, yeah. You know what? I'm just going to bring it back to Mega Man 2 question.
Uh-huh.
Paul, the Japanese version, did you, you have a ROM, or is that version available in Anniversary Collections or something? Or how is it you're familiar with that?
It's the one I played. It was on the cart. There's just like a normal and a hard version.
Hard mode, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're just saying you didn't shy away from hard mode.
Which is the normal Japanese version.
Okay.
Like, the Japanese version doesn't have like a normal or like hard mode. It has start game.
Huh.
Either
I'm just
way,
trying to remember what it was with Devil May Cry 3, just thinking of also Capcom and also difficulty-related stuff. Wasn't it the first release of that game was the Japanese hard mode only? So it was kicking everyone's ass.
You're right, it was. And then the special edition was released, where they made it easier with the option to do the hard mode or whatever.
Yeah, that was like one of the criticisms I remember about that game, was just like, okay, this game's great, but it's brutally difficult, and it just doesn't care. It's weird. They just toggled it up and didn't give you an option to have a fun time. So you have to be serious.
Isn't that also what happened with American Battletoads, though? So, like, the European version of that game is way easier, because it, like, runs at a lower frame rate.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's all that stuff is fucking doable, in a way it isn't on the American version.
So are there, like, European game snobs that think they're way better than American players? Because they're just like, what are you talking about? The game's easy. Like, they don't know the distinction. That could happen. I don't know.
It probably does, which is why it's so good.
Just, misinformation on message boards. But,
and then it goes the other way, too, though. Because I know there's some American versions that were dumbed down for Japanese audiences. I'm trying to remember which games it was, though. It was on the tip of my mind. I can't remember right now.
Well, there's also the long box version of Resident Evil.
The long box version of Resident Evil is what they were pitching at Capcom for a long time, and they were just like, no, that's bad game design. And then they release it later anyway, and as real survival mode. So, there you go. So, I guess I should clarify what the hell we're talking about here, even though it feels like I've said it a million times.
Okay.
The American long box PlayStation version, like the North American, not just like US. The long box version released in North America of Resident Evil 1 had it where originally it was planned to have no auto aim. Like, when you enter a room, if there's something that you can shoot at, in every other version, you can aim your gun and they'll point in that direction. If something's like alive and shootable, basically. That version doesn't have it. It has manual aiming. The other thing that they wanted to put in were the item boxes weren't linked together, so you would have to remember which box you put certain things into. And they took that one out. They just didn't fix the manual aiming one. So to this day, that version of Resident Evil, North American version, is the shittier one to play, because the way that game works mechanically was built around the idea that, like, you could use the auto aim to be able to, like, see if something's around a corner that you can't see around.
Yeah. In my brief time with the remaster recently, that was definitely what I just hold L, I guess, and just see if Jill is worried about something, and then I know.
But the thing is,
oh crap, there is a zombie in this hallway.
The way that they envisioned early 3D gaming with, like, the tank controls and the static camera angles, that was actually part of the design, is to do that, because there weren't always going to be camera angles where you could, like, fairly shoot at something, even if you know it's there. That, like, require aiming. Like, there's a few parts that I can think of in the mansion where you know an enemy is in a certain place, but it's not like you can aim at him because the camera angle is weird when you enter this hallway or whatever. But then if you go into where the camera angle changes, that's where he's going to bite you. So if you don't have auto aim, even as somebody who's played that game 1,000 times and knows where he is, you're just going to be like shooting in the dark, because without the like lock on with the auto aim, the aiming in that game is so finicky that you can actually shoot like beside a zombie's hitbox, manual aiming, and like not hit them.
Yeah. Great.
It's really bad.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, so that they never got the memo to fix that version of Resident Evil for North American audiences. However, they did get the memo to link up the item boxes. So there you go. But now they just call it real survival mode in the remake, which is the original way they had envisioned Resident Evil back in the day.
Okay.
Weird, huh?
Well, yeah, I don't know if like you being unable to shoot is real or what. They're, I guess, hey, you have to point the gun at the thing yourself and fire.
Right.
I guess I see why they'd entrust that to you, but I don't know.
Just like real life, where your eyes are somewhere positioned in a corner of the room.
But I mean, the difference is that like
the weird part, like
the difference is you can do that in like Metal Gear Solid, but in Metal Gear Solid you can also go into first person mode to see where things are.
Yeah.
Yep. Old 3D games figuring it out. It's,
The weird thing is that they figured it out with Resident Evil, how like they would make it playable always. It's just that this idea seemed to still creep its way into the American long box version. So I don't know if it was like somebody actually just didn't get the memo to not do it that way for that version, or if like somebody's like, no, Americans are pussies. Yeah, exactly.
Just wanted to test.
Wait, is it called that because it was in one of those bigger cases before they switched to jewel cases?
Well, yeah, that's like, what before like they released the director's cut and the like DualShock version and stuff, the long box.
Oh man,
the original release.
So the first wave of people enjoying Resident Evil in
America was like the hard mode, essentially.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I know this history, so.
And the thing is that I remember this because that's the only copy we could rent when we didn't have a PlayStation. We got like my parents rented us one to play with for like a weekend when you could do that at Blockbuster. This was before Director's Cut was out and like that problem was fixed or whatever. So I remember having a shitty time trying to like aim at stuff. And then later on when I played Director's Cut at a friend's house because he bought it, I was just like, this is so much easier than I remember, but I didn't know when until like 2 years ago when I found out this fact.
Okay.
So there you go.
I was like, man, I must have just been bad before.
I mean, that's what I chalked it up to because I was a bit younger. I thought maybe that like, well, I played it a lot that weekend, so maybe I just got better at it. It's like, no, you just played the version that was meant to come out. The easier version, if you will. But whatever. If that's the way the Japanese people want it, that's the only version I care about. Fuck Americans. Sorry, Hank.
Aww.
So I have a game on the brain, and I'm curious if either of you have played it. The Matrix Path of Neo?
Yes, I did.
Is that worth a trip back in time? Okay.
It wasn't
what
even...
if I love Cyberpunk?
It was barely even playable then with how it controlled.
Really?
But it had some cool things in it. I remember like the kung fu fighting or whatever was pretty fun.
Yeah. What if I introduced the caveat that I played through Enter the Matrix like 5 times? Would I enjoy Path of Neo more?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, can you even
play better than that?
Can you even enjoy Enter the Matrix anymore?
Now, I'm probably not.
Right.
But I really like bullet time as an idea. So
I see. I mean, maybe.
I was kind of, yeah. But even then, it was no Max Payne. It was just...
Right.
I had a GameCube. I don't know. It tied into the movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've heard some zany stuff about how it ends, and I'm just kind of wondering if it's anything interesting. But
I mean, you should try it out. Why not? What's the worst that could happen?
Okay. So I wouldn't have a very fun afternoon, I guess. So you're right. There's not high stakes there.
Yeah, exactly.
Start bleeding from your eyeballs.
I mean that too.
So bad.
Just some frame rate thing. That's not exactly right, but I've kind of had that you can't go back experience with San Andreas, where I tried getting back in that game and just like, wow, this is the Xbox version too, and I was playing on PS2 before, and this just still looks terrible. I can't believe I played this.
You can play that
Samuel
game on
Jackson's
your mobile
mouth
phone.
Isn't even moving. Yeah,
it's true.
I think I was playing Max Payne on a phone at your place and just baffled that had happened.
Yeah, I remember
it was just
that.
like, no, dude, I was excited to play it on an Xbox like 12 years before, and then now it's just, no, it's on a phone. Whatever.
Yeah.
Kids are playing this.
You mean you have to use a controller? It's a baby's game.
No, it isn't. It was a better game that way. It was a man's game.
No, man.
And now it's a baby's game.
You got to use a finger. One finger to control everything. That's the way men play.
Okay.
Mobile gaming's so dumb.
Generation Z weirdos.
Yeah, exactly. Generation Z.
What are they actually called? There's no way anyone's calling them that.
That's 100% what they're called. Do you want me to find out other names that they're known as?
Post-millennials?
Okay, post-millennials is another name they're known as. iGeneration.
Generation Minecraft or something?
No,
Minecraft generation?
Homeland generation.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
That show? With Claire Danes?
They're also called the iGeneration.
Okay. To distinguish it from me generation? Like,
I guess
it's just grammatically sound me generation?
No, it's done like an iPod, like a lowercase I, and then generation.
All
uppercase beside it.
You know, I guess I should have just yeah, okay. I get it. Damn it.
Just have to wait a couple more years till
Generation Z
into being in the period where everyone complains about them instead of us.
Generation Z is the first to have internet technology so readily available at a young age. With the web revolution that occurred throughout the 1990s, they have been exposed to an unprecedented amount of technology in their upbringing.
That's true.
So young age, like 4 as opposed to 11, I guess.
Yeah, 77% of 12 to 17-year-olds owning a cell phone in 2015. That's gross. 12-year-olds owning a cell phone? Yo, you know when I got a cell phone? When I was 16. You know why I got it? Because my parents were sick of me going out all the time and not being able to call me to come home.
Yeah, it was kind of just to, like, we're at school and if something happens or something.
I mean, that's probably why their parents are giving it to their kids now, so that if they get lost or in trouble or something.
The best part about being given a cell phone because I was irresponsible and out all the time hanging out with friends is I got to use it as a free way to like call people I knew for like weed. So, making the best of a bad situation. That's how you turn lemons into lemonade.
Yep.
Where the hell did we go with this conversation? Jesus Christ.
Hey, so the internet, what age were you when you first were on the internet? Because I think mine was actually 11, like when it came home anyway. 98 for me.
Oh, this is hard.
Pretty sure.
Okay. When did Reboot come out?
94? Or 5?
94. I remember them advertising AOL online with like discs you could order during Reboot. And Reboot had just started on TGIF. They showed a thing after Boy Meets World because it was on the Saturday morning thing the next day. So they wanted to show a thing. So probably, I would say 1995. I'll give it a year after that, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. So how old would I have been? 9, I guess? That seems probably about right. Yeah, probably about 9. I remember...
I think it's 95 for me, too. Actually.
Okay.
I remember the big thing I used the internet for was chatting with, like, just random people about dumb shit. And looking up Silent Hill 1, like, websites.
Okay.
But that was much later, because Silent Hill didn't come out till 99, I think.
Okay. Man, no, yeah, chatting with random people. Like,
Yeah.
I think it was like the MSN Game Zone or something. I was playing chess with people and trying to talk about Godzilla because that's all I cared about, and just getting weirdly emotionally caught up in people being mean to me, like just being shut up and just play chess, and then just being like, oh my god, this person is so mad at me right now, and just logging out and just not being able to deal with that. Like,
Yeah.
just I don't know. It was really weird.
It was the AOL
that was a person.
chats.
Like, I was talking to somebody and they were pissed at
And
me.
they yelled at you.
I don't like that. Yeah, they yelled at me.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just letters on a screen, but I still felt pretty broken up about it.
Would you say you were a soft child?
Oh yeah. No, I was easily frazzled. Like, oh, I'm trying to remember. It was like even little stuff. Like, there was some Pink Panther Christmas special where he's poor and on the street, and he drops a donut and it goes down a storm drain. And I just was like, burst into tears, just like, oh my god, it's the worst. How can this happen? And just like, all right, maybe you should turn this off. Like, just this is too heavy for you.
It was bad enough that you remember it now. So
yeah, I know. It was profound. I think that was some group thing too. It was like at church, like during the service or something. The kids were all watching a TV special or something, and I just flipped out.
Yeah.
So
it just
what happened? What's wrong?
Worse.
Oh, Pink Panther was too intense. Like, it was too traumatic.
It just makes it worse when there's other kids or like peers around, and you realize you're the one overreacting, and that it's not like something worth getting upset about. This is just a thing that, like, to this day I deal with, where I'm super angry at something that's happening like at work, and I'm just like, why isn't the person that is angry about literally everything not angry about this?
Like, this is actually an affront, and no one's okay.
And then you're just like, is it me? No, it couldn't be me.
No.
It's them. That's
for me, I would it was very easy to get my goat for other kids. I'd start crying, but then I would mostly just be crying because I couldn't stop myself from crying. I'd just be upset that I couldn't control myself better.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think back. Like, honestly, at that point, I was probably still in that, like, early childhood selfish state where I just was totally oblivious to everybody else. It was just me and this Pink Panther story, and I was just totally invested. Like, I don't remember any other kid being there, but they must have been.
Man, kids would skip a line on the water fountain. The injustice
like,
of it, man.
I'm thirsty.
Unacceptable.
Yeah.
I remember
self-awareness.
AOL, my friend that had internet, they had AOL Online, and they had like AOL Online for people that weren't like alive during that time, I guess now. It was a app, essentially, like a program that you would run, and it was kind of like a launcher that would like connect you to the internet, but it would have like your internet in it, your like browser, I should say, and like a messenger service with a bunch of chat rooms you could join, and like games and stuff like this. And it was the only way they had internet for a long time. But they also, my friend had an older brother who would always go on it into the chat rooms and troll people and like get their account banned. And the thing at that time was that if you got your account banned in the AOL chat using an AOL name, they could ban you from their internet services just in general.
Shit.
So there were many times where his dad would have to like call somebody at AOL to just be like, listen, this is a shared computer, and I'm sorry my stupid son said something about making Jews watch his crotch or something, but like, I don't know. It was a weird time for internet. And all we ever wanted to do was play video games and like look at things online, but that fucker always ruined it by making some terrible comments and getting the account banned.
Yeah, that part of it never appealed to me at the time. Like early internet of chat rooming stuff, I just didn't. I guess I was like a shy kid who had limited interest in talking to people at all then. So
fair
the
enough.
idea of talking to strangers that or a chat room was like the last thing that would occur to me.
I know Nathan's thing specifically was message boards.
Oh, on like actually, my first major message board I remember hanging out on was Nintendo.com. I just
weird.
was on there all the time. Yeah, just really a part of that community for a while. And then like recently I was just like getting nostalgic and I'll go back and look at my threads and it's like, oh, it's all gone. It's just gone. There's no forum anymore. So Frodo 3 cannot relive his glory days.
Frodo 3.
Yeah.
It's really good.
2001, you know.
Yeah,
I was just signed up on Nintendo Power, got my GameCube. That was the time.
Yeah. But I also had just the worst internet for a long time, so...
Yeah,
we started with Netscape Navigator.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then I had Net Zero for a long time.
Yeah, I remember Net Zero.
Until, like, just a long time, until eventually we got DSL. And that was, like, amazing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember how, like, would you have to pay to use a browser, essentially? Like, was there a time where that was, you were almost subscribing to a search engine?
I mean, you were subscribing to the internet, which included your browser.
Okay, but it wasn't exactly to an ISP, it was like a service level kind of thing? Like, you'd pay TELUS to pipe the stuff to your home, but then you were also paying AOL to even do anything? Wasn't that?
And it was through your phone line, so like phone while you were online.
Right. Oh yeah. Okay. Logging
that was
on.
why I wouldn't spend too much time online, because
all those great modem sounds and
which apparently you could turn off. But
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
Apparently that's a thing. It was possible to turn those sounds off, but just nobody knew.
But like, why would you? Because
they're annoying.
Well, you needed those sounds to know that
it's working. Yeah, that's specifically why they're there.
Yeah, no, for sure. It would. I remember so many times where I'd start like logging in to go online, and then it makes the like terrible sounds, and then like it connects to the phone line, and you could like hear somebody talking or something through your computer, and you're just like, oh no, I'm gonna get in so much trouble now. And then like sure enough, like a minute later, who's trying to connect? I'm on the line with your grandmother. Just like so bad. So bad. What I'm saying is these fucking kids these days have it easy. You don't know real hell until you've been through the war we've been through.
Exactly.
Like we were saying, like, oh, when that generation gets ridiculed, like we're starting that right now, I guess. But
yeah, exactly. You're getting prepped.
So
look,
becomes the pattern.
Yes.
Yeah, that's just always how it goes.
We learned it from watching you.
Yep.
Yep.
Now it's our turn.
Now it's our turn, you fuckers. Fucking
no, but
garbage.
seriously, thanks for listening.
Like, what do you say?
We gotta be more diplomatic.
No.
Like, hey, thanks, guys. You know,
fucking trash.
You could be doing so many other things.
Fucking trash.
Okay. Whoa.
Generation Z.
So Bubble Man, huh? That's the way to go. Interesting.
I mean, Metal Man is actually the way to go.
Okay.
Because
Metal Man's power is just too useful.
Metal Man like he can take out every other man. He can one-shot himself.
Well, also, like, just through the level, the ability to shoot diagonally.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
for sure.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Or up.
Yeah,
so
up.
Do 3 and 4 kind of maintain the basic, like, abilities like that? Like, you can shoot diagonally, but this time it's with, like, Pharaoh Man's scepter or something? I don't know. I didn't play 4.
What does Pharaoh Man's thing do? I can't even remember right now.
Or, like, the leaf shield and stuff, is there, like, an equivalent to that, but it's pearls or something? Like, do they just kind of figure out the same basic things, or does it radically change?
No, it doesn't radically change. I can't remember if it's 5 or 6 has Skullman, and Skullman literally just like is the leaf shield, only it's skulls that circle you instead.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Sure, but it's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shadow Man in 3 is the blade that you can throw diagonally up and down and whatnot, but the difference between him and the metal blades is that it's like a boomerang. It'll like shoot out and come back at you. Yeah.
Do the stages get longer, or
it really feels like they do?
Okay.
But maybe it's because as the series of those games goes on, I became less and less familiar with them, so they just feel longer. Yeah, I don't know.
Did you ever get into the Battle Network side of it?
I've actually never even played them.
Okay.
Are they good?
I don't know. I just know they were kind of extensive there for a while. I think during the GBA kind of years, there was quite a few of those. I don't know. Nintendo Power seemed to think they were all right.
What's your favorite Mega Man, Nathan?
Probably 2. That was kind of the one that was just around that I played the most.
Did you play it on bitch mode though?
Probably. But
I'm just being an asshole for no reason now.
Yeah. The time I beat it was actually on the anniversary, I think.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I'm assuming that still gave you the option, so probably.
Here, let me put it this way. All right.
Yeah.
You know those dudes that look like a bunch of cans stacked up on each other with a face that you shoot? They kind of...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. When you shoot them in the game, the versions you've played, do they die right away or do they fall apart and then rebuild themselves?
No, they die right away.
Okay.
So that's... I see what you're saying. So you have to... Do they break apart and now they each have a face and you can kill them now?
No.
Or how does it...
They, each can essentially throws itself a, preset amount to whatever, the numbers are, I don't know. But, they go everywhere and they do damage to you, of course, because why not? When they hit you, and then they rebuild themselves and you have to kill them again. So he takes 2 shots, but you can't just do it 2 in a row. There's a delay between them.
Just watching a bunch of footage of it yesterday, I really feel like I was just as often as I could using the Buster only. Just because I was like, well, I don't want to waste all this power. I might need it. I was kind of hoarding in a stupid way. Especially watching it and being like, oh, they give you energy all the time. This is a really dumb thing to do.
Yeah, but besides, no one man should have all that power.
Well, but you steadily earn more powers, but I would essentially view that's for the boss battle. I need to get there on my own.
No, the bosses are generally easier than the fucking stages. A lot of times, it seems. Some of those stages are annoying. And then the bosses are just well, once you know the pattern, you just jump at this time, shoot, jump at this time. But
do all the subsequent ones still have the kind of menu-heavy switching powers? There's no hot switching? I don't know how they'd even do that, but hold select and press right or something?
The hot switching starts on the Mega Man X and onwards with the triggers on the shoulder buttons.
So is that a part that really makes those kind of fast and crazy and different?
Yeah, but I don't like it still, because if you have the one power you want is in the middle of the scrolling essentially through them, you're going through 20 fucking, you're hitting the shoulder button a whole bunch to get to it.
So just switch.
Yeah, just hit
okay.
Hey retard, just hit start and choose the one you want. Come on. Let's not waste time looking at little pictures here.
You're a big fan of X though, right?
I am.
It's top. Okay.
It's was wondering if that's in my opinion, it's one of the best games ever created. So yeah.
Okay. But it's still that way of handling inventory.
Well, you don't have to do it. It's just an option.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh wait, so you can still pause and do.
Oh yeah. But I'm saying that's where they introduced the shoulder buttons to go through them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they had shoulder buttons.
Exactly. Yeah.
Was there GBA era games that were exclusive to that platform, or were they all ports of lesser known Japanese ones? Mega Man and Bass, I think, was one that came out.
I think there were card games that were exclusive, maybe?
No, they were platformers in the Zero games.
Well, there were also, I think there was also a series of battle chip card games or something.
Yeah, there's network transmission, and then there's a bunch of weird like
Battle
Pegasus
Chip
or something.
cart. What the fuck are you talking about?
There's so many weird Mega Man spin-off games.
It's Mega Man 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and X.
Wait,
just 1X
on PS1?
No,
that just doesn't. Oh, okay.
It's Mega
I guess I was wrong. There's 6 and then
8,
10.
Man. Mega Man 8 is very important.
It's Mega Man 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and X.
Oh, okay.
What about 8?
I don't know
Weird.
what you're even talking about.
I thought there were some N64 games. And...
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, let's be honest for a second
You're
here.
the historian. So.
Mega Man 8 is a fucking travesty. It's so bad.
Oh, man. Was that PS2? What was that?
PS1, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and Sega Saturn. My bad. Fun fact.
Sweet.
That game came out a year after Resident Evil, and it's still somehow worse as a 2D platformer than...
That doesn't make any sense. Resident Evil is a better 2D platformer than...
That's not what I meant. Okay. I meant to this day.
It's like there's no platforming in it, but in that fact, it is better at what it does than this platformer.
You know what? Yeah, I'll go with that. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Okay, what is this Pegasus version bullshit?
No, I'm sorry I don't know more. I know there's a whole bunch of card-based RPGs. Like, there's at least 4, I'm going to say.
Okay.
And then there was that GameCube game, which I think that's actually Battle Transmission or whatever, which was kind of like there's a Mega Man avatar in this like virtual world that this kid is. It was almost like an MMO conceit to the story. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't...
Battle Transmission. I think the same universe is in the RPG ones. But yeah, sorry to... The thing is, I haven't heard they're bad. They're just kind of weird.
Okay, so the Mega Man Battle Network games, it's a spin-off series, and it takes place in a different continuity where computer and networking technology advanced instead of robotics.
Yeah, there was a cartoon it was tied into.
This is dumb. So like I said, Mega Man 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and
there's
X.
Mega Man Battle Chip Challenge.
Actually, what am I even saying? Mega Man 6 isn't even that good. Ignore that one, too.
Sorry, Red Sun and Blue Moon. Maybe there isn't Pegasus. There's Psybeast Gregar, so that's better. Anyway. But I don't know, isn't that more what happened in real life is networking and internet stuff got way big, but not necessarily robotics in the way you wanted? So yeah. I guess, okay, fine. You know what, then that does make that a more fantastical and thus awesome premise that robots got crazy.
Right.
And, okay. So the original series.
Do you know what the idea behind Mega Man 6 is?
There's totally a Mega Man Star Force Pegasus.
Okay, good.
Mega DS.
Mega Man 6's story revolves around a competitive robot fighting tournament, and each man is a different man from around the world representing a country.
Oh, so they're getting
the Olympics.
So they'd already made Mega Man X Street Fighter? That's what you're telling me?
Kind of. The Canadian was Blizzard Man.
Well, there you go.
It's
been really cold this week, so makes sense.
Brazil was Plant Man. The U.S. was Tomahawk Man.
I really like how oblivious to racial sensitivity Japan is. They just don't care. It's just, what? Why would that be offensive? We're honoring their culture by putting it in the game.
Japan's entrance is Yamato Man. Because of course.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, their point of reference is probably older American media that was really racist. So,
it's like, oh no, that's not even American. I was going to say Tintin in America, but the Tintin comics actually are really bad for that too. If you go back far enough.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, pretty much anything.
Yeah. There's a case where he literally goes in blackface to hide amongst the crew of a ship and then, like, get some information. It's,
I'm gonna make you guys
great.
guess these other men. Who do you
Where
think
they're from?
Yeah, no. Who do you Oh, wait. Which way do you want to do it? Do you want the country or their name?
No, I think you should give us the name, and then we have to guess which country that is a weird reference to, right? Or is it too obvious?
That sounds easier.
Oh, okay.
That sounds easier.
But then
So,
we have
that's-
to pull from, like, anywhere, anything. It could
Yeah,
be like, so what?
Yeah,
then
no.
you're also sussing out, like, what's your prejudice?
Yeah.
What do you
Well,
think
no.
Russians would be? Vodka man. Oh, that's so. What?
Okay.
Definitely likely.
I'm going to do
This
them that
Mega
way.
Man.
However, I'm going to give you this one. What do you think Greece's man was? Because it's really dumb.
Olympics man. Like,
No.
okay,
Is it
Caesar
food
man.
themed?
No.
That's wrong. Philosophy
like-
man.
You're never going to get it. It's
Phalanx man?
it's Centaur Man.
Centaur man?
Yeah.
All right, mythology. Okay.
Okay. Where does Nightman come from? Night, as in
Europe?
like a knight.
Great Britain.
Yes, the UK they have here.
Okay.
What about Windman? Yeah.
What? The defining thing about your country is it's windy there.
Windman.
Switzerland?
No. What
Okay.
about you, Hank? No. China. Cause why not?
Huh.
Wind.
Yeah.
Eastern
Okay.
Wind.
What about Flame Man?
Spain.
No. Come
Okay.
on. Come on. Is that even
What?
a guess?
Why wouldn't? All right. I thought it was pretty in touch.
Hawaii.
Hawaii's
Not a
not a country. I'll give you one more chance there.
I don't know. Bulgaria.
No, Saudi Arabia.
Saudi.
What? Okay.
What?
I mean,
The sun is so hot.
Flame Man's stage is like a whole bunch of
Desert?
robots that like shoot fire, and there's oil everywhere, so they'll like set the whole like platforming
Oh.
parts on fire.
Okay. Oil. That's some political business
Our
in there.
country's full of oil. Let's build a robot made of fire. That makes sense. Real
Yeah.
safe.
Mega Man 6 is a dumb game. It's a stupid fucking game.
Wait, so there's this robot tournament, and then Mega Man just kills everybody, or what is the? Is
No.
it like versus matches, and he's going to face off against their champion?
No. So what happens is that the Global Robot Alliance was formed after Mega Man 5's events or whatever. And
Okay.
they're putting on the first annual robot tournament. And that's to find the world's strongest peacekeeping robot or whatever.
Okay.
So the tournament is hosted by somebody only known as Mr. X, leader of the X Foundation.
Okay.
Like, and Mr. X is Wily. Like,
Yeah. I wasn't even gonna. Yeah. Okay.
but
Just in case someone could be surprised by that. Is there a silhouette and it's very obvious, or does he have a hat on or something and you can't tell?
no, I'm pretty sure he has like a full disguise.
Okay.
I can't remember for sure, but yeah, the idea is that this is going to go on. Dr. Light sends Mega Man to supervise the event, and then Mr. X is like, I reprogrammed the strongest contestants or whatever, and it turns out that it's Wily, because of course it is.
Okay. Yeah.
And
What are they gonna do? Come up with a new guy? That's crazy.
I can't remember what game it is, but there's a game where Mega Man just like charges up his buster ready to like fucking murder Wily, and like Wily gets brought away by like Proto Man or something at the last minute or something. I can't remember what happens. Maybe they're just like Mega Man, calm down. And then he's like, oh, okay. It's really good, though. He's like charging up his buzzer, ready to fucking off Wily once and for all.
I'm sick of fighting these robots. Stop building them. What happens at the conclusion of each game? Does he get like arrested and taken to prison and then just escapes because robots? Like they bust him out?
I'm not even lying to you when I say I went to YouTube and typed in Mega Man and then typed A and it autofilled almost kills Wily.
Okay. So this was an intriguing event in the canon.
Oh, okay. It's Mega Man 7. That's where it is. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to find the moment. And Mega Man 7 is where they started putting like speech bubbles. Okay. Yeah, so Wily's beaten here. He says, okay, I give up. Sorry about all the trouble. I'll go quietly. And Mega Man, I'm painting you a word picture since we're not doing video. Mega Man's charging his butt through. He's like, I don't trust you, Wily. I'm going to do what I should have done years ago.
Well,
and he's like glowing.
He's not wrong.
Like, fool me 6 times. And now, one time too many.
It's death penalty. It's the 6-strike rule.
Wily's like super scared looking and crawling on his ass like backwards with his hand up in a like please don't thing. And he's saying, you forget Mega Man robots cannot harm humans, ... Mega Man says...
Whoa, that's some Asimov stuff.
Mega Man says, I am more than a robot. Die, Wily. Holy shit. This is amazing. Oh.
And then Proto Man.
No. It's getting screwed up. Oh, okay. It's getting screwed up because the Wily's base is like falling apart and like ruins the moment.
Oh, so it's like we got to get out and leave him to die kind of thing.
Oh, it's that dog. It's Base and his dog. Base is saying, too late, Mega Man.
Too late?
He who hesitates is lost. We shall return.
Okay. So, is that first game any good? Like the very first one?
No, it isn't.
Like, too much is missing to make it fun still? Or, like, the core of it's still there, right?
I mean, the core of it's still there, but, like, it's kind of like a proof of concept build as opposed to, like, a finished build of a game, in a way.
Okay.
But, yeah, it doesn't play very well.
There are a lot of really precise jumps in that one, right? Like,
yeah.
Kind of fucked.
But, like, the controls are bad. That's the bigger problem.
Gotcha.
They're not as responsive.
Do you have any of the traversal powers at all? Like,
no.
The platforms? Okay.
Oh, yeah, you have, like... You have one thing, which is, like, this weird platform you can like, create that... Okay, so it's, like... Oh, how do I explain it? You know those, like, Quickman, like, things that shoot across the, like, stage as you're jumping down? It's kind of like a small, skinny version of that you can create that'll, like, stop when it hits, like, a wall or something. So you can, like, create a bunch of them to, like, jump up. The problem is that, you need a specific power to get it in a specific level, but they assume you're going to do that. So you need to get the Gutsman power to, like, lift up the heavy objects or walls or break through the, like, breakable walls. Then you have to go to, I think, Cutman's level, and then, like, it's sitting there in, like, some breakable walls. If you don't get it and you go to Wily stage, the game assumes that, like, why wouldn't you have this? And it just, like, there's parts of that level you can't finish without it, even though it's kind of an optional thing. It's bad.
So they just hadn't figured out because it really seemed in 2, like, the only levels that are structured that way are, like, Wily's levels, because they know you have everything at this point.
Right.
So it's just like, you have to use this power, but you have it now. Like, there's no excuse.
But the thing is that they give you the power. This is a power you could overlook that they require you to use in Wily 1 or whatever, in the first one.
Okay.
I wonder if there's anything in the manual about it?
Maybe.
If you had yeah. Well, okay. Maybe it was just like the Inafune connection or something, but I feel that it was kind of my experience with Dead Rising 1 versus 2. where it's just like, oh, cool, proof of concept. This is really rough now. Like, I can't even play this anymore.
Because in my head, the only way I can justify that kind of obvious bad design thing is like a form of anti-piracy. Of saying like, we put this bullshit in here, so you have to look up this specific thing to figure it out. Or Nintendo Power bullshit, maybe, or something.
Require the manual kind of thing. Like, there's no way to know this if you don't have the manual.
I mean, NES is full of stuff like that.
Yeah. Isn't that Titan's Quest?
Yeah. I think Mega Man 1 would have come out before Nintendo Power, though, right?
Probably.
So, but yeah.
I don't know. But I don't know. Manual, something else.
I think it might just been before a time
where hotline. I don't know.
Before like they read a book on game design,
or they just figured it out. Like they just did a bad thing.
Like making they're just like frustrating or impossible stuff was just that's not that bad, you know.
Players will play it over and over until they figure this out.
Yeah.
I mean that item's not. I guess not necessary. No, it is necessary. You need it.
And what if they don't, Inafune? Well, we got their money already.
Yeah,
that's what he said.
That adds to the value, the tail end value for the player.
And then 30 years later, he's doing the same shit with Mighty Number 9.
Trick. Yeah, biding his time.
Did you play Mighty Number 9?
No.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry. I guess.
No, it's fine.
Look, the tone out there was not really in favor of doing that. Like, it was pretty low on the list of things I should be intrigued about. So
Mighty Number 9 was last year, right? That wasn't this year?
Dude, that was this year.
That was this year?
That's this year.
Oh, man, I get to talk about that game in Game of the Year talks?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm going to put it on an honorable mentions list and just see the hate. Oh, man, it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. I'm going to have to remember that.
Yeah, it came out in June.
Oh, okay.
Jesus Christ. It's not even that long ago.
Yeah, I know.
It was I don't know why February or something. That's just how quickly it came and went.
And I mean, I played through that game. So,
okay.
There's that.
I watched you play through it.
Yeah, exactly.
I wasn't going to, but I wanted to know.
I mean, it was the best playthrough ever done of that game. Because it was done with love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, are there any games that, now that it's almost over, like this year, that you feel you missed out? Like, you need to check out before those conversations happen? Or
fuck
really?
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, okay.
So many of them. But I don't...
But instead, Resident Evil.
But I can't even remember that Mighty Number 9, one of the more talked about controversial ones, came out this year, so I don't remember what other games I wanted to play. I kind of wanted to play Call of Duty, the Infinite Warfare, to see how that stacks up to the other shooters this year. But money, and that game's like stupid expensive, so fuck it. Not gonna do it.
Like more than $80 expensive? Like,
well, $80 for the base game, but if you want the version with like the remaster of Call of Duty 4, it's $120. Nope. That's $120.
Oh, wow. So it's just $40 game as well.
Yeah, but only in that. See, the thing is I'm waiting for them to like
split that up,
money and split it up and be like, okay, you can buy it now. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be nice.
Call of Duty feels like one of the franchises that could probably get away with never doing that, though.
Yeah.
One of the few.
Yeah, you're probably right. That's disappointing. Yeah. I don't know what other games I really want to play. Hitman. I know Hitman's one I want to play.
Hitman's real good.
Yeah.
I really like Hitman.
Nathan, do you like Hitman games or no?
Well, my only real experience with it was I played through all Assassin, the second one, on GameCube, and really liked it, and then just kind of didn't play another entry all the way through ever. Like I played Blood Money, I think was the next well-regarded one, a bit, but I just didn't. It just didn't intrigue me the same way again.
What intrigued you about the other one?
Well, I mean, it is really just that kind of clockwork, like figuring out the best way to navigate a situation. Like, like just those quiet, small victories is what you're aiming for. So there was a level where you straight up do the fugu fish, like sushi chef thing, and then I just walked away from the compound and just won without killing anybody and felt pretty cool about it. I think there's like a open heart surgery level, and like there's neat scenarios in that second game. So yeah, just that kind of puzzly nature to it. Like that's the core thing about Hitman, and it just felt pretty well realized in the second game.
How do you feel about an episodic version of that, where it's just an open world
that
thing?
Sounds like a lot of stuff. Like it sounds interesting, but like, do you subscribe or buy?
You buy.
You can just buy the whole game now.
Oh, okay. They've released all the areas they're going to, or
yeah, it's all out. They're gonna do it. They're still doing periodic content that's coming out, but they're doing it as seasons now. So they're gonna do a season 2 just onto this same game for the next release.
Like what is it like? There's elusive targets and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like,
so that they're just like those are just timed hits that of different challenge stuff that are on the same maps, but it's like six. It's a bunch of set story missions is the bulk of the game.
Okay.
Like the main game, and then it has all this challenge stuff mixing it up on top of that stuff. Also, there's a mission with open heart surgery and a fugu fish in it.
Yeah, okay. That's just the stuff they implemented.
That's in
like,
one of the levels.
Let's just put it in. Yeah. No, it's hey, good idea is a good idea. So just keep rolling. For Nintendo does it. Just
yeah,
incremental improvement. Like like no one's gonna go back and play Hitman 2, and I'm not saying anyone should. So roll that stuff forward. So no, it's intriguing. Like of the games I have, the one I feel stupid for not having finished is Uncharted 4, because I'm pretty sure all of that stuff's gonna be spoiled if I don't play it now. Like debating the ending and whether it's good or not and all this kind of stuff. So
I just want to hear what the ending is. I don't give a fuck about that game.
Okay.
Play anyway.
Okay.
I do care about the story a little bit, just
there was some like good writing and stuff in the early parts of it. I just kind of petered out.
I did hear that.
Yeah. I feel like I have it in me to finish it up though, so I should probably do that.
I felt a little slighted by 3, I think. I didn't like 3. And I didn't like the end of 2. Like,
yeah, the very end of 2 has the blue guys.
The blue monkey men or whatever. God, it's so annoying.
Yeah. 3 was weird for me because like I was replaying it a year ago or so and just kind of felt confused for a while. I was like, what the hell was I doing? Like this game's great. And it's just a pacing thing. Like it just hits a really solid brick wall in the middle of the game. That sapped all the momentum that was going on. Like I feel that game has like most of the stuff is actually really good. It just kind of hits a big speed bump and doesn't leave a great impression after that point. So it's not bad. It's just kind of wonky. And actually, that was one of those things on that Amy Hennig cast where she was talking about having to throw that game together very quickly compared to the second one. So I'm kind of not surprised. Like it was kind of like they just had no pre-production time on it. It's just like, hey, that was a hit. All right, make another one, and just kind of jump back in. So that some of it's a little rough makes sense.
Is that an excuse though?
A great excuse. Yeah, I know. I was about to say like I'm not saying that means it's a great game. I just mean.
I'm not saying that you're excusing it. I'm just kind of throwing that out there. Is it an excuse?
It's like, hey, it's really hard to make great video games. I understand. So
I mean, it might be like not that it's hard. It might be an excuse.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually posing the question.
It's like, you know what? That is a good excuse. Sorry, excuses are usually bad. So I was trying to say, no, it's not. I'm just saying. But no, that is their excuse. And you know what? I think it holds up. Like it's a rough production schedule.
Because I don't think it does. Yeah. I think when you're putting out a AAA product, I don't think there's excuses for a fully fledged game that you're releasing at the highest tier of price point. Especially when you're a household name for a console and company in general, like Sony. When you're Naughty Dog and you're doing an Uncharted game, it kind of has to be perfect.
Yeah. It's probably pressure from Sony, too, to hit a certain date.
I mean, I'm not saying Sony is innocent in this. I'm saying that they're probably the cause of it being shitty. But
it'd also be weird because it's not like Sony put on pressure for the next Gran Turismo game to come out or whatever.
It would be nice if they did.
Let them take forever. Yeah.
Oh, how do you guys feel about the new Crash? Kind of cool, right? Crash,
what?
Crash guys, woo! Crash is back. No,
what?
Okay. I guess I'm
wrong. Dude, okay, because in the beginning of Uncharted 4, there's like a Crash gag.
Isn't it just a re-release of the first 3?
Yeah, but it is a remake of the first 3 with new assets and everything.
Oh, okay. I never liked those games to start with, so I'm not.
But Crash is back.
I never got it.
I like Crash Bandicoot.
I
whatever.
didn't play a lot of Crash. I played a bit of Crash Nitro Kart, I think, and it was Crash Bash, the party game.
Oh, okay. That counts even less than the one that I was going to give you shit for. So
okay. Well,
all right. Well, whatever. What about HD Parappa? That's kind of cool, right?
Is the input delay stuff going to be?
That's the one
now.
That's the one thing I want to know. That's the one thing. I don't care how it looks. If they fix that, if they fix Cheep Cheep's level, holy shit, where it's playable, holy shit, it's a game changer where you can play the game.
I can hear all the songs now. This is.
You get to the poop song. Oh my god.
In the rain or in the snow, you got the funky flow. I mean, I know that song.
Yeah. Rodney Greenblatt. That guy's name is great.
You gotta believe, man.
Yeah. I don't believe anymore.
He says that a lot.
Yeah. I mean, so do I. He stole my catchphrase.
Okay, so this is a bit... So, just talking about Crash, I'm kind of also flirting with the idea of playing some of the old Jack games, like 2 and 3 specifically.
Yeah, okay.
Just because part of the reason though, was kind of tying to my enjoyment of Mafia 2, which was just I really like open world driving. Like I just really dig that kind of center hub conceit of just driving around a city. And I know Paul, you hate that.
I hate it. It's the worst thing.
Does it just feel like kind of nonsense in between stuff between the real meat of the game, or what is it that bothers you about it?
Yep.
I just feel so immersed in the place of the game when I'm allowed to roam around.
It's probably the same reason why you say something like, I thought it was a good timepiece movie, and I'm like, yeah, but I hate those. Where
period pieces
where the whole draw is, oh look, they did this this place in time perfectly. I'm just like, yeah, but it's boring as shit. Who fucking cares? It's kind of the same thing where it's like, I've driven in a fucking city. Give me a prototype where I'm flying in it.
Oh, okay. Well, there's flying cars in Jack 2. But
for me, I'll say if it's a game where I want to play through the story, but it's making me do traverse from mission to mission, that's lame.
Okay.
But if I'm playing, GTA 5. Really, the most fun I had in that game was just driving.
This is the thing.
I fucking have no reverence for the missions at all. I hate them.
This is the thing.
All I want to do is drive.
What I'm talking about specifically is LA Noire, and how I liked a lot of what that game did for its story, but I hated driving the broken ass shit cars everywhere.
Okay, well, Mafia 2 is not your game then, because it's kind of the same era. Specifically, I was really man, this is kind of like LA Noire, and I really like driving in LA Noire. So, I never hit the fast travel ever, because I just dug driving around, period, Los Angeles. So,
sure.
I guess we're just on different wavelengths there. But I really enjoyed driving around GTA's world, too. I'm trying to remember any specific missions that really tickled my fancy. There's shootouts in it that were, Trevor blows up a bunch of meth heads, and I remember that, but that's...
I would just drive by myself online.
One mission...
On GTA Online. That's how I had fun with that game. But a big part of it was just being able to go fast and car deformity.
Yeah.
Which a lot of racing games don't even have. It's just being
licensed vehicles and
yeah.
yeah.
Car deformity was a big part of it. How fucking
no, you're right. I totally
GTA 5.
I had a truck get like crunched by a train and then just still work, but I just loved how bent off its axle. Like it was just like, this is so fucked up. I love it. Like this truck is still working.
It's like that game just has so much fucking money behind it that they can do weird stuff like that in a lot of detail.
Yeah. I just remember one mission I thought was kind of neat conceptually, where you snipe a plane and then Trevor chases it down on a dirt bike. Like it was just kind of a neat, like obstacle course he's navigating on a dirt bike. But generally speaking, a lot of that stuff faded away.
It was also, I mostly did mission stuff on the online mode where the like linearity of the way those things work as heists is fucking infuriating in a multiplayer setting.
Oh.
Like just the amount that you can't deviate from the story they've set out for their missions is actually infuriating to me after playing something like Payday, just as comparison for a heist thing where stuff can just happen.
Like it's really rigidly
it's super rigid. Like you have to, like, it's scripted out that it's gonna go bad.
Oh, okay. So no amount of talent can make it.
Yeah, and just you'd have to shoot a lot of people every time.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm okay with shooting a lot of people.
Well, I just think the shooting in GTA is bad.
Oh yeah, in GTA. Yeah.
Yeah, GTA. That's what I mean.
Yeah. Cool, man. I don't know. GTA is fine. I will say you're right. I like driving around and just fucking around in GTA. But yeah, I don't want to drive old 30s cars in a shitty city. It's not fun for me.
All right. Well, I had fun. Just like, I'm going to pull on over I'm going to buy a new suit and go buy a burger. Just like, so I hope at least some remnant of that stuff is in the third game, or I don't know. That's alarming to hear. They do some cool stuff with story continuity between all of them though. Like there was specifically a mission in 2 that is the ending of the first game, which is kind of the only scene I remembered from the first game when I played it like a decade earlier. But it was still just kind of like, oh, neat. Like they actually put some thought into this. And I think Vito is in the third one. Like the main character from this game is a ally of Lincoln Clay in the third game.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just kind of that they kind of are mindful of their fiction going forward. It's
I mean, GTA did that too.
Yeah.
Like Trevor kills the protagonist of Lost and Damned at like the beginning of that thing.
Poor Johnny. Yeah. His brain was on his shoe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Video games.
Video games.
You want to talk about movies at all? Or is this just about games?
Noteworthy movies that have crossed my radar lately. Like Hank, you keep up with new stuff, right? Like you're
it seems more so than you lately. Jeez.
Yeah, I've kind of been falling off a bit, but so Fantastic Beasts is Eddie Redmayne infuriatingly annoying in it. Like you just want to punch the screen.
No,
okay. I understand why Nathan hasn't seen it now.
It's weird watching a blockbuster movie where like the main character has social anxiety and doesn't like talking to people. Like that's just fucking weird. It's not like he's really cinematic. Socially awkward, but he's just, you can kind of tell like, oh, this is a character who's not outgoing and like doesn't really like talking to people. That's weird.
Okay. Huh.
But then it's him and the main female lead, forget her name. But both of them are kind of weird like that. And then it's the supporting characters who are more outgoing.
Okay.
Which is a weird thing for a movie. The movie's just kind of all over the place and weirdly structured, but that's sort of what made it more watchable to me, is it didn't feel like it didn't have the formula that so many other blockbuster movies had this year of just it being a big vortex or something at the end.
Okay. Was there a lot of vortexes this year?
Ghostbusters, Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad has a weird vortex at the end?
Yeah.
What? Okay.
I'm sure there was another one. Independence Day, kind of, but not really.
Okay.
But yeah, this is just a weird thing. And also, there's a weird thing where all the actors in this feel like actors instead of movie stars. So they kind of feel like they're characters, but then Johnny Depp is on the screen near the end, and he just feels like a cartoon character. You're just like,
I heard about that.
What
that was
the
a bit
fuck?
divisive, apparently.
Like, he just stands out because everyone else was acting, and he was not acting. He was just being Johnny Depp in makeup. So that was weird.
There's been a lot of that kind of negative, like, so just for context, I'm staring at Johnny Depp right now, because he's in a poster on my wall, because Ed Wood is a fantastic movie.
Yeah, so Johnny Depp used to be an actor. He used to be really, really good.
Was it that Pirates Money, or what?
I think it was that Pirates Money.
Okay.
Well, and also just that, like, that his idea of playing that character that way worked. And that he had to fight to play that character that way, so now no one ever argues with him.
Oh, okay. So he found a quirky angle and just kind of sticks with it now?
Or just no one ever tells him what to do anymore.
Okay. Hit it big.
Yeah.
I guess
just doesn't see what he tries. And I think he hangs out with Kevin Smith.
Oh, right. Yoga. Actually, yeah. Hey, Paul, how is his performance in Yoga?
Don't even talk to me.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Hey.
That is the worst fucking movie, like, ever made.
Sorry to bring it up again.
Fantastic Beasts, not the worst movie. Like, I had a totally fine. I can't recommend it either, but it was okay.
What if you really like Harry Potter?
Harry Potter? Yeah. If you're a Potter fan, is this doing what you want? Hypothetically,
it barely feels connected to Harry Potter, honestly.
Oh, so maybe all
like the structure? Is it a mystery? Is it like a treasure hunt? Like, what is the core?
It sort of sets it up like the plot of the recent Goosebumps movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Magical creatures have escaped in New York, and you have to go find them.
From the books?
Yeah.
No, it's from his suitcase. His suitcase is it works like a TARDIS, like it's bigger on the inside.
That's stupid.
So he stored up
creatures in there.
Thousands of beasts in there, and they broke out. Okay.
Only like a couple broke out.
That's fucking stupid. Goosebumps is better.
It's like 3 broke out. And then there's a dark other thing that's going on, because this is going to be like 5 movies or something. So that there's a different thing.
Are these books, or is this just movies?
There's one very short book.
Yeah. But J.K. Rowling herself is writing the screenplays, right? So she's invested in this stuff going forward.
J.K. Rowling needs to stop.
Why?
She made a lot of money.
She's done. As far as I'm concerned,
she didn't stop at all.
She made her money. About? She made her money. She's done.
Yeah. No, what? That's not what. Okay.
Yeah.
Like Stephen King should have quit in '84.
Making more.
Stephen King should have quit. Yes. He should quit now.
Dude, Green Mile was good. The Hodges trilogy is a series of books I read. I'm not saying they're great. I just,
all I'm saying,
don't take that away from me.
Is Tolkien quit.
Okay.
And
but then his son kept going.
Right, and he shouldn't have.
Okay.
I agree with that.
I never checked those out. So
did
Tolkien quit, or did he just? I'm going to translate Arthur now or something. Like, did he just move into stuff no one cared about?
Well, I mean, that's essentially quitting, right?
Okay. Well,
when you move away from the things people care about, you quit.
Oh, okay.
Do your own thing.
Yeah. Like how I moved away from Media Monks and joined Pixel Response.
Yeah.
Is that the same?
Yeah, that's the same.
I don't think it is.
Yeah. I quit Media Monks because it was too popular, so we had to do Pixel Response.
So Media Monks is Harry Potter, and then Pixel Response
is Fantastic Beasts.
No, I think Pixel Response is Casual Vacancy? This analogy, right?
I don't know what that is.
Okay. And then there's those mystery books. the Richard Galbraith
The Robert Englund
Silkworm.
books?
Yeah, no. Yes. No.
Those would be better.
Okay, so Fantastic Beasts. I saw
didn't
Doctor
read.
Strange.
I haven't read the play. That's the sequel to Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, there's a copy of that right near me right now, but I have not looked at it.
Are you a Potterhead?
No.
I mean, I like those books, but I liked them when I was, the age of the characters that were in them. And
I mean, technically, you still are.
But
they just haven't been written about at your age now. So
I thought they got better up to like 5, and then they kind of went off the cliff at the end.
Oh, okay. I quite liked 6, but then
I like 6 at the time. 6 in retrospect because of how much it sets up for 7. I like less now.
Okay.
5 was my favorite of the movies, easily.
Oh, okay. I only saw it one time.
I read Animorphs, and I think I chose the better series.
I also watched Animorphs. Have you watched the Animorphs TV show?
I did.
We watched one episode of it a while ago, and we were kind of just like, dude, that's Iceman. This is weird. Like,
yeah,
that was the main takeaway.
Yep.
But I really liked Animorphs when that was coming out.
Me too.
I really liked Animorphs.
And then they released the Andalite trilogy or something in a big book, and I remember getting that for Christmas and reading it in a weekend, and then having nothing else to read, and I was super bummed about it. Animorphs is dope. In that one book, she's turning into a cat on the cover. It's great.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh man, they changed the books. The new books don't have. Oh, wait, are these
like the covers? Like they re-released them and they're different.
Yeah.
They definitely did. They definitely did.
Okay, but is this one of those covers that, like, whichever way you look at it, the image changes? Because that might be okay still. Still kind of technology working its best to get the message across. Because, would
you be in any way interested in, like, a big Hollywood reboot of Animorphs, or would you just turn your nose up at that as being just totally off the mark, like the Power Rangers thing?
It depends. Like, is Rachel going to turn into a cat?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's going to happen.
Then I'm totally fine with it.
Okay. And that's being perceptive. I just know the Power Rangers thing is frosty. People feel. I don't know if people are.
I mean, that movie looks weird, but whatever.
Yeah,
looks young adulty.
Yeah.
I watched dumb young adult superhero things this year, like Maximum Ride and Max Steel. So
nice.
Maximum Ride?
Yeah, it's based on James Patterson novel book series. I think it's the lowest grossing movie per theater I've ever seen.
Oh, okay.
It's in like 12 theaters. It made like $4,000.
3.9 out of 10 on IMDb. Hey, Nathan, I don't think this is going to make your top 250 or whatever you're obsessed with.
Maximum Ride is amazingly terrible. It's like a really enjoyable, terrible, terrible movie. There's like really amazingly bad effects where like they're flying and you can just tell they're like CG models with the actors' faces plastered on top of them. It looks really bad.
Does she turn into a cat?
No, they just all have wings.
Why?
It's like the X-Men, but they just all have wings.
Are they cat wings?
No.
Oh. Well, then why do I care?
Sorry, they're not cats. I guess you don't.
Oh, man. Okay, so for movies...
no one else did either, so... You're in good company.
That's right. Sorry. Movies, like... I'm trying to think if I've been to the theater since Arrival, and I don't think I have, but I was just kind of doing this, like, Martin Scorsese appreciation festival at home.
Mm-hmm.
Like, with some of the commentary stuff, but also I rewatched King of Comedy, and really, really liked it this time as well, probably more than I did the first time. Have you seen that, Hank? King of Comedy?
King of Comedy.
Robert De Niro?
Nope. Mm-hmm. That's not ringing a bell.
I've seen King of Queens. Is it like that?
Okay. No, it's not like that. It's kind of like just a... I prefer it to Taxi Driver, but it's kind of a similar basic idea of just like somebody going crazy, like played by Robert De Niro, and just kind of he has this like demented thing he wants to do, but in this case, it is I'm going to get on TV. I'm going to go on a late night talk show by any means necessary, and he just kind of crosses all sorts of social barriers and does awkward stuff just to kind of muscle his way onto a late night talk show. And it's just, I guess it's just a really great narcissistic character where he's just oblivious to how annoying he is being to everybody. There's some great awkward comedy in there, and it's like 1982. It didn't do very well and kind of put Scorsese's career in jeopardy for a little bit there, but it's pretty good. Yeah, Jerry Lewis plays the host of the show he wants to be on, and he kind of it's kind of like celebrity stalker stuff. Like he's just too clingy, and like just shows up at signings and things like this. Like it's just kind of Robert De Niro being like crazy in a fun new way that he doesn't usually do. Like laughing at his own jokes in his basement and just recording like a demo tape that is super cringy and awkward and bad, and then his mom's yelling down the stairs to like shut up, I'm trying to sleep, like just kind of social outcast. It's pretty great. I don't know.
I might check this
Does that
out.
sound fun? Yeah, no, it's
Honestly, it kind of does, because it would just be nice to see a Martin Scorsese film without fucking Leonardo DiCaprio in it again.
Yeah, you kind of have to go back in time.
Yeah.
Although, hey, the new one, Silence, which is probably kind of why I've been going on this little path, that doesn't have him in it. It's Liam Neeson and Andrew Garfield.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah. Jesuit monks, dude. Woo!
Oh, maybe I'm not so in. That sounds
Dude, it's a
boring.
period piece, 17th century.
Yeah, I'm so fucking out.
Really detailed. Yeah. Okay. I get it, but yeah. It's almost 3 hours, dude. Come on.
Do you get it though?
Yeah.
I'll just watch the original Kings of Comedy again.
What?
It's a good movie.
The original Kings of Comedy?
Wait, isn't
Okay.
that the black one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, okay.
Stand up. It's just stand up comedy.
Yeah.
And then
What
I also watched his very first, which, depending who you ask, like if
The
you find a
Departed?
film snob, yeah, that was the one. 2006, hot new director, Martin
Yep.
Scorsese.
Yep.
Like he was such a film fan for so many years, but he never really, made a movie until
Right.
2006.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I remember it.
And then you can never rewatch it, because when you know the ending, it loses any watchability.
Any
fucking
punch?
hate the ending of that movie.
You hated it?
Yeah.
I really hate the ending.
I'm not
I
a
was
big
really
fan of the
in,
ending
and then
of
the
it.
ending is like, what the fuck?
I don't know.
We should
I'm not
probably
sure. I think I kind of like it, but
we should
maybe
probably
just
talk
because
about
it's
the
like-
movie you're actually wanting to talk about.
yeah. All right. So who's that knocking at my door? Or I'll call first, or I call first. I call first if you're I don't know,
A what?
OT.
Oh.
I think that was his preferred title, but he was a young filmmaker. You don't get to make that decision when you're making your first movie, so it's not called that, but he wanted it to be. So on IMDb, it's credited as that. But yeah, that ties back to my Catholic guilt thing with Lars von Trier. That is a Catholic guilt movie. Like it's about a guy who's kind of just super torn up over his own feelings towards. He just kind of can't get over this mental hurdle, and that's Harvey Keitel's character. Probably the one takeaway that I just really enjoyed was there's a lot of talking about movies in the movie, so it just sounds like Martin Scorsese talking because he wrote it himself. Like just people enthusiastically talking about a John Wayne movie in a way that no one does, but I kind of liked it. I don't know. It was super like kind of leisurely paced and just like art housey. Like it's not entertainment. It's kind of put on your film.
Yeah, pass.
Yeah, no, I am not recommending this for like almost anyone. It's like if you want to see Martin Scorsese's first movie, you can see that he made it by watching it, and you'll be like, there's okay. He would kind of further develop that idea later, stuff like that. But
I've already seen
yeah,
The Departed.
Yeah, you already seen The Departed.
So I don't need to see his first movie. I saw The
if you wanna
Departed, I saw Shutter
how it got
Island,
there.
and Goodfellas.
There you go.
And that's it. That's his whole library.
I watched Goodfellas with the commentary, and it was pretty fun.
Goodfellas is a good movie.
It's a good movie, and it's a great commentary that they edit down the movie to only when people are talking. So it's like you save some time because when you're watching a commentary, I'm here for the comments. So if nobody's commentating, well, I'm not really enjoying the movie because I can't hear it anyway. So it's like 2 hours and 4 minutes on commentary, and it's got a whole bunch of people on it. Like just people pop in for a scene or two, and then they're not there anymore. Henry Hill's on it briefly, like the guy it's about. Yeah, it's I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if you like Goodfellas, it brings a lot of information to the table about that movie and how it was made.
People really love Raging Bull. Interesting.
Yeah, they do. It's true.
I don't think that movie's as good as people think it is.
You know, I will kind of echo that too, but maybe it was just kind of hyped up for me. Like, because it was always like, oh no, this is one of the best movies. It's like, oh, okay. And then you watch it knowing that, and maybe that's already affecting how you're perceiving it, but I don't know. Maybe it's just kind of like, well, it's a biopic, and it doesn't, like, glamorize that guy. It's like, yeah, Jake LaMotta was kind of a piece of shit. And it's like, well, that's kind of bold, I guess, to make a movie that doesn't
maybe for, like, that time period or something, because that's a thing that we've grown up with that just happens
now.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't happen. Like, they're still kind of glamorizing that still happens on occasion, but I'm kind of speaking without knowledge of this, but isn't it true that Straight Outta Compton kind of shies away from more upsetting parts of the story?
I mean, it does.
About the fact that they're black? No, they're still black.
No, it's more... Didn't Dre punch a lady? Like, that kind of thing. Didn't that happen? I thought that happened, and then in the movie it doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen in the movie. There's this weird conversation and Dre has with a woman in that scene. It's like, it's gonna get into it, and then it's like, yeah, but let's not.
Oh, okay. But you know what? I'm gonna...
Also, that movie's bad, though.
My Better Angels. Is it just kind of
it's a biopic.
Dramatic,
like,
or...
it's just
that
like
formula for me...
And the bigger problem is their music talks about the stuff you'd want to know about. Just listen to Fuck the Police and No Vaseline. The story is right there. In those songs. The best part of the movie is when they play those songs.
Yeah, Nathan. Jeez.
Sorry. I didn't watch it, so...
Stop going to movies and listen to some music.
That made my bottom 10 list that year.
Yeah. That's too bad, because that could have been cool.
I had the option to watch that movie, but instead I chose to watch Trainwreck, Amy Schumer. And I know Paul's frowning.
Amy Schumer, I'm sure it was a train wreck. That's just like the easiest low-hanging fruit to joke. Yeah, I hate her.
Okay. Do you want to elaborate, or
no? There's nothing to elaborate on. She's unfunny and she's kind of a cunt.
Well, but what does that mean? What do you mean? Like,
the fact that she's a comedian that does a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like what the fuck is the word? Depreciation stuff, or like calling herself a whore, haha, or like sex jokes and shit like this. And then like somebody like tries to say something to her and she like tries to sue them for harassment or something. She's a cunt. She's a terrible person.
Like,
yeah, that happened.
Okay.
One of her fans like said something, she took it out of line and like freaked out about it.
Oh, okay.
And it's happened multiple times.
Oh. I've never heard that. I just know the sketches from the show, and I've enjoyed some of them, like roughly 50%. Like the Inside Amy Schumer, her sketch comedy show.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it steadily got better, but I guess I won't elaborate on that. So, okay, all to say, I was actually kind of disappointed with Trainwreck. I was expecting to have a better time, and kind of, I don't know if it's Schumer, or I felt it was more Judd Apatow's tendencies. Maybe just kind of crept in there, and I was just like, this isn't that funny. Like,
that was a big reason I didn't want to see it. It seems like he just has fallen into a formula.
Yeah, or just kind of how he gets at comedy. Just like we'll just improvise for a bit, just kind of shoot the shit for a while, and then I'll cull through it and put what I think is funny there, and that'll be a scene.
But remember
And then
Funny
kind of
People
lose the
and
framework.
how that wasn't?
Yeah, I do. I do, and that kind of led me to skip This Is 40. So yeah, that kind of ended up being the piston I thought wasn't firing. I will say I watched like a huge percentage of that movie, not realizing I was looking at Tilda Swinton ever. Like she just kind of was in that movie, and I didn't notice it was her.
You
She's the
didn't
head of
notice
a
an
magazine.
alien?
No, like it's like oh she has hair and like eyebrows and stuff. Like I just didn't think it was her. I was like, who's this British character actress? Like who is that? And I was like, it's Tilda Swinton. What are you talking about? Oh, sorry. Like I just felt dumb saying it, but she just looks normal in this movie for the most part.
Weird.
So weird, right? Okay, actually, one thing with this movie, I feel a lot of its comedy is contingent on you caring who an athlete is. Like
Okay.
it's just kind of, hey, look at that, it's a basketball player you may be familiar with.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not though. Okay, well then you won't think the next 3 minutes are funny. Great, like it just kind of.
Are you talking about
is
just
hanging on
a sport, like an athlete, or a specific athlete?
There's a couple in the movie, like and
Okay.
it depends what you consider athleticism, but John Cena has a part. The
Okay.
main one though is LeBron James, but I haven't seen him play basketball ever. I understand he's really good.
This is where I would
don't.
defer to Hank, who is a basketball.
He's very good at
aficionado.
basketball. That's
Okay.
true.
There we go.
Accurate.
Okay. Like, so does him just kind of appearing in a, like, hey, Bill Hader and LeBron James are in a Starbucks, and he's kind of making like, oh, I forgot my wallet in the car.
I mean, this sounds like an American Express commercial you're setting up or something.
Yeah, and that's just
the
this
context
scene in
I
this
would feel like
romantic
that would work
comedy. But I don't know. There's just like whole minutes of dead air for me in that movie where it's just like, all right, this conceit right now just isn't funny to me. So, and then to top it off, it's kind of like, oh, it's edgy, but it's kind of just a romantic comedy formula. Like they just managed to find a way to follow the exact same beats of that story where like, okay, come this mark in the movie, they need to start fighting for some reason. So we wrote one in where they fight, and then they don't, get along for a little bit, and you're like, oh no, this is sad because they liked each other before, and then some grand gesture happens, and then it's over. Like it falls right in line with that, but with more cursing. Like it just kind of, I don't know. I was expecting a little more.
Apatow had his hands in there.
Oh yeah.
Where the fuck is Leslie Mann? What's she doing in it?
She's not in it. So
no, that's impossible.
I don't really. I find her annoying.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's not there. Weird, right? So that's intriguing.
It's not possible. She must be like a extra that you don't see or something.
Maybe I missed it, but I don't think so.
Did she have a job before marrying him?
Yes.
No, I mean like in this industry.
Pretty quickly. No, dude, yeah. So
she was in the Cable Guy. Yeah.
Which he produced, then married her, and then that was that.
And then, George of the Jungle, Big Daddy, Time Code. I'm looking at her stuff right now.
Yeah. That's how that happened.
Apparently, there's also a Leslie Mann who was an athlete from November 18th, 1892 to January 14th, 1962. That's when he lived. He was a college football player.
Neat.
Yeah.
The more you know.
No.
But, yeah. And hey, last Scorsese thing, I promise. Okay. So, Black Narcissus, right? Michael Powell's classic film from 1947. All right, sorry. Yeah, dude, it's a great movie. He commentates on it. I loved hearing it. And yeah, check it out. Criterion, go online, check it out. Black Narcissus. It's really, really good. Powell and Pressburger. It, kind of movie out of time because it was made in 47, but it feels like maybe 63 or so. Weird, right? It's like
kind of, yeah.
I don't know. I was impressed by it. It's like some of the techniques and stuff in it are just like, oh, weird. This is kind of really sharp stuff. Kind of how Scorsese handles like fantasy sequences comes directly from that movie, like where he just hard cuts into a fantasy and you're kind of just disoriented. It's like, is this real? Is this happening? He got that from that movie. So, I don't know. Fun facts. I was having a great time with
Where's
this kind of film.
250 top 250 movie?
What? Oh, that's on IMDb.
Yeah.
That movie is not on the list because not enough people have ranked it. You have to have 25,000 or more votes on your movie, and it's at like 16 or something.
Where would I click on IMDb to find this list, though?
The best way is just to look up a movie that is on the list and then find the full list there. So, you know what? Fight Club will take you there. Pulp Fiction will take you there. Christopher Nolan will take you there like 6 times because people like him so much.
Okay.
Oh, man, they love his movies.
Wait, Nathan, did you see Wolf of Wall Street?
I did see Wolf of Wall Street, and I had like the most wild whiplashy response to that movie where I hated it when I first saw it, and then it kind of just corrupted my soul, and then I was like, yeah, it's probably the best movie I've seen this year. Like, it just got all weird. It was just like, wow, I had the strongest feelings about it on the hate spectrum, and then it just swung around to like, oh wait, never mind, that's genius. Like, I don't know. Did you have a
So
what was your
my
experience?
feelings on it are that was okay. Michael Bay made this movie better by making Pain and Gain, though.
Pain and Gain is pretty impressive movie.
It's pretty good.
I had a pretty good time.
Yeah.
Pain and Gain is just fucking better.
I don't really.
Good.
What is the comparison? Just like shitty crime people. Like,
Well,
what is
I mean, Mike Wahlberg's character is trying to do that same kind of thing on a much smaller scale at the beginning of that movie.
Yeah,
He's trying to scam those old people. But the big thing to me is Pain and Gain fucking hates its characters. Wolf of Wall Street doesn't hate those guys enough.
That's that weird thing. Yeah, that line Scorsese kind of like doesn't judge his characters deliberately, and I kind of find that like, no, but dude, I hate this guy.
Yeah.
And the movie doesn't, so it doesn't give me any kind of like recourse for it. It almost does the opposite, where Kyle Chandler is there and wants to take him down, but kind of can't, and then takes the train home, and it's just kind of like, fuck, that's me. Like, that's my avatar in this movie, and I don't like that. I don't like where that puts me. So yeah, I don't know.
Whereas Pain and Gain, it's about how much these people fucking suck.
Or just idiots, and
they're just the worst.
Nathan, The Usual Suspects is the 25th best movie ever.
Oh, I know. It's surely, yeah.
Give me the top
Kevin
10.
Spacey's charisma.
Give me the top 10.
Oh, as I remember it?
Right now.
Man.
Yeah.
I think 10 is Fight Club.
Yeah, you're right.
9. Oh boy. What would 9 be?
9 is, I mean, I could give you a hint if you want.
No. Sure, okay. What's a hint?
Clint Eastwood.
I'm trying to... Really?
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood?
Yeah.
In the 9th greatest movie ever made?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
According to IMDb.com, which you can go to www.imdb.com.
Weird. I'm just trying to think what would...
Just take a shot at the guess. No. It's The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Oh, okay.
What about number 8?
All right. Dude, it's really top 5 is the only ones I know I'm pretty sure I have.
Okay,
so
top 8.
Yeah.
So what's number 8?
Oh no. Okay. I need another hint, dude. This is a terrible segment. Like, dude, I know Pulp Fiction's on there. I know 12.
Okay,
we mentioned the author of the book the movie is based on.
I mean, whatever.
Earlier.
It's gonna be too much. It's Lord of the Rings: Return to Cain at number 8.
Oh wow. Okay.
What's number 7?
God damn it. Why am I the only one on trial?
Because you're the one who knows this list.
Okay.
It's Pulp Fiction. You said it, so I'm gonna count it.
Okay.
Let's start from 6 to 1.
Damn it. Okay. I think 12 Angry Men is 5, so 6.
It is.
Okay.
6 is. Think Holocaust.
What? Oh, really? Oh, Schindler's List. Schindler's List.
No, you said he said the year it came out.
I should have said the year.
Got it
You're right.
last time.
You're right.
Okay.
What's number
That
4?
would've done it too. Number 4 is Dark Knight.
Yeah. What's 3?
Number 3 is Godfather Part 2.
Yeah. 2.
Godfather.
Yeah. And 1. The easiest.
Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the Shawshank
Greatest
Redemption
movie ever.
ever not at number 1 on this list?
Rarely. Very rarely. The top hasn't fluctuated in quite a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it does, it's hey Godfather, which it's kind of weird having 2 and 3, like 1 and 2 there, because it's like, well, it's like one big movie, but okay.
What's
I guess it's 2
what's
spots.
number 100?
Oh boy.
If I give you a year, 1975.
Oh boy, 1975.
And I think you like this movie. I'm not 100%.
Is it Jaws?
No. It's Monty
Not
Python
Jaws.
and the Holy Grail.
Whoa, okay.
You know what's
Where's Arrival at right now? 'Cause
95.
I know it was okay.
It's better
Weird.
than Monty Python and the Holy
Yeah,
Grail.
it's better than Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Like, just so quotable, you know? All those sweet lines in Arrival.
Here we go.
I'm out. I don't have. It's a great wall, man. I don't have anything else to say about it. It's just there.
It's a
you know.
boring movie.
Yeah. I wanted to enjoy it. I think.
It's a
I
less
just
good Contact.
Yeah. I like
Contact is real
quite a
good.
bit.
Yeah.
Contact has problems. I enjoy Contact.
Man, like my problem with Contact when I was like 12 was just there was no aliens in it, like obvious aliens.
Right.
Mhm.
But then when I watched it again, like at least a decade later, it was like, oh my goodness, this is a lot better. There's a lot more going on here than I appreciated before. But yeah, Jodie
Okay.
Foster, the coolest lesbian. Just
God
tying
damn it.
all the way back.
God
Sorry.
damn it.
I saw you name the episode that, so
I mean, it made sense, right?
yeah.
Did you hear the beginning of the episode?
No.
It's where you were
Did
just talking
change
about...
something?
No, it's just the part where you were talking about never being able to be a cool lesbian.
Oh, you put it at the beginning of the episode?
Yeah, and then cut it out from the
Okay.
part where you were talking about it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's called
Thanks.
editing. Yeah,
Yep.
there you go. I think that does it. That's it.
Yeah, I'm just. Why is it the best movies ever?
But
There's only bottom 100.
what's
the other list?
number 250? What's the bottom of the list?
It honestly fluctuates a lot. I'm gonna. What would be The Martian? Is it?
No, it's
still
gains
on
of
there?
it's gains of Wassy It looks like Singapore something.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I have not seen that
Wait,
one.
what? Which one did you say? The Martian?
The Martian. That was on the list for a while, but it
I
was
mean-
creeping down towards the bottom. Like
I'm
Revenant was down there too.
Sure, it is. Martian
A
is not
movie
on this
called
list.
The Samurai.
Mar-
I think Guardians of the Galaxy slipped off the list.
Martian's not on here.
Yeah.
Looks like the Imitation Game's going down though.
You know, that's fine. I was kind of disappointed with that movie.
But Sin City is still on here.
Okay.
It's weird.
Weird.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
It's
Yeah.
kind of fun. I don't know.
I mean, I
Bruce
like
Willis
that
shoots
movie.
That guy.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Mad
Howard
Max
Booth.
Fury Road is on here too.
That's a good
I like
movie.
that movie.
Also, The
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah. This could be a
Is there
whole
any
like
obvious
thing.
Okay.
Wait,
like yeah, you're just gonna
any
give me like
obvious what?
wait, what's like the best picture front runner this year? I don't know. Like what would it even be?
Is there a way that you can sort this by release date? You can. Dope. Okay. So Hacksaw Ridge is the highest of the new
New movie.
stuff. Yeah, it's 91, where Arrival is 95.
Weird.
And Zootopia
Yeah, I
is
saw it was gonna creep on
221.
Okay. That was kind of fun.
So Star Wars The Force Awakens is way less as good as Arrival and Hacksaw Ridge.
Okay.
Makes
Well.
sense. Yeah.
The audience is also way bigger, but okay. Whatever. I don't know what we're talking about anymore. Mega Man, check them out. 1 through 6, pretty sweet. Those are the games to play if you're cool.
Sure.
And Black Narcissus.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean,
Put that right next to it.
I've been playing that Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, what? How have we not? Okay.
There was a quest to get a food, so I went and fished and caught a fish, and then gave it to the cat, and then the cat was like, "Fuck you! I want that
What?
fish cooked." So I had to go get
Oh.
the fish cooked by the local chef who knew that cat personally. I was like, "Yeah,
Right.
I know how to make food for this cat."
That's a good
And then
game.
She cooked it, and then I gave it to the cat, and the cat was happy.
How does the
Okay.
actual like the battling or whatever, does that feel good? Because I wasn't a huge fan of the whole like active time battle shit that they introduced in like 13. This seems to be like an
I
evolution
fucking
of that.
hated the combat in 13.
Okay, I didn't
I
like
fucking
it
hated
either.
it.
This looked like to be an evolution of that almost.
This is way different.
Oh, okay,
This is
good.
just a completely different thing. It's much closer to a normal action game, except you basically you target, you lock onto an enemy, you hold the attack button, and
Okay.
that just goes into a combo. So then it's more about, you also have the square button is dodging, and you can parry, and you just kind of hold it too.
Oh, so it's Dark
Like, a lot of
Souls.
the stuff but then also you can just teleport. Like, you just throw your sword somewhere and teleport somewhere. And then there's special.
One of the 4 dudes.
You're just Noctis, the main character. You only control him.
Okay.
You can give like special commands to the other characters. Like, you have a bar that fills up, and then like doing one of those special actions, the camera zooms in behind that character, and then they do like a special attack. And at the end of that, you get a chance to press O to do more damage.
Do they ever decide like I don't want to do that attack and then just won't?
No.
Oh, okay.
That never happens.
Because of that, crappy sandwich you bought me.
It kind of like locks out, so they don't even. They're kind of locked out from damage, I think.
Big
while they're
stupid
doing
looking
it.
dude will remember your actions.
if they're knocked out, and they won't. You can't use that move though. If
I mean,
lying
that
on the
makes
ground
sense.
unconscious, they can't do that attack.
Sure, that makes sense. That's fine.
So then, so you have like a stamina meter based on dodging, and then your ability to teleport, and you can teleport away, or you can teleport strike things, which is cool. And then there are special points you can teleport to, and while you're there, your stamina just increases pretty quick. So the fun part for me has just been hopping around. That's the part of the combat that I think is super cool, weird.
Yeah,
it's just a different thing. The weirder thing to me of that game is it's very much, you can tell, oh hey, Monster Hunter's popular. Let's do things because Monster Hunter did.
I'm
So
so
you go to, like,
down with that. Sure.
So you go to a diner and you go on a hunt. So like they have a list of quests to kill certain things, and you can only take one of them. And then you also have like a Monster Hunter rank, and it also does the Monster Hunter thing of you eat food to gain stat bonuses temporarily. So there's this whole system in the game about eating food, and like elaborate scenes of showing you the food. And as you travel through the world, the guy who's on your team, who's the cook, will like learn recipes so that you can make them yourself later at your camp.
Okay.
Like, what's weird about the game is like how mundane and like real life a lot of this stuff is, but then there's also a Final Fantasy story happening somewhere. Like, there's just a part of the game where like the big budget movie thing happens, but you're not there, and it just sort of shows you flashes of it because it's like in the news.
Okay.
Like big monsters and battle shit. It's like all this crazy shit popping off that was in this movie they made that no one liked or saw. But then you're
that
like
kind of
in
cutscene movie that came out.
Kingsglaive.
Okay.
That has Sean Bean in it.
Whoa. Okay.
So that thing's weird because they fucking animated that thing for the American actors.
International release. I don't know. Okay.
Who like the American audience that didn't see it, basically. So like, but a lot of your time is spent like you do fishing, and you have a member of your party whose special thing is taking pictures.
Yep. I've
So
heard
like
about this guy.
whenever you go to rest, you get like a list of screenshots that character is taken, and then you can like look at them and like save them or and share them on social media or get rid of them. You have a car, but you can like just not drive it. You can sit in it and then have one of your party members drive it for you.
That's the best
like
thing.
Some good stuff.
And then you get to just put on the music, and it's like has like the Final Fantasy VII soundtrack in it, and then 13's, and then you can buy the other soundtracks for their Final Fantasy games at stores.
Motherfuckers.
And then there's also like an MP3 player that's in a store for you to buy for like 100 gil. You don't just have, which is weird to me. So then you can just put on the radio.
I mean, I don't have just an MP3 player. I have a phone, but I don't have MP3s on it. I would have to go to a store with $100 and buy one.
Yeah, that's kind of immersive stuff. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Is the core like structure, the spine of the game, the road trip? Like, is it getting across the country?
It's not. You're not really getting. Yeah, the main structure of it ends up being you're searching for these particular weapons that are associated with your bloodline.
Okay.
Since your kingdom's been overthrown, you have to collect all these ancient weapons, and then once you have all of those, something will happen. It'll be good enough. The game also opens up with you. Your character is much older in a city that's burning, and there's like a Satan dude on a throne, and you walk over to him, and then he explodes. And then it transitions that into you with your 4 friends pushing your car that is broken down as Stand By Me starts playing.
Yeah, I've heard about
sung
this
by
intro.
Florence and the Machine.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good title card. And it's like, but that's more representative of the game. It's much more like mundane, but it has like that chill, slow pace atmosphere is like very much from Monster Hunter, of just like them saying, this is just the world that is. Just relax. Monster hunting, it's a thing. You go out, you kill monsters, you come back, you eat food, you go to sleep, you put gas. You have to buy gas for your car.
Yep.
Sometimes you can fast travel, sometimes you can't.
It's too real, man. It's too real. I can't do it.
So like in the first, like compared to 13, the first couple hours of this, it's very relatable. Like, you understand the world. It feels like the real world, as opposed to 13, which felt like characters were talking a different language because they were using so many proper nouns. And even though there's this crazy plot of your kingdom being overthrown, not really involved with it. Like, it's happening, but it's over there. You're just hanging out and sitting in a car. Someone else drives.
Isn't it Noctis's wedding that you're trying to get to? Or?
Yeah, it's part of a peace treaty.
Okay.
He's set to marry a childhood friend of his, but then the country that was on the other side of the peace treaty just betrays your home country and takes over.
And war starts while you're
basically war ends while you're gone, and now you're
okay.
like on the run and have to collect. If you collect these weapons from these dungeons, then you can fight back, maybe, I guess.
Okay, yeah, I was trying to what, so is he dragging his heels on the wedding and there's let's go collect swords? Like, it just sounded like, why are they collecting these weapons? But okay, it's for war.
Because everything got fucked.
Okay.
And he's mopey because his dad dies. But that's a reason to be mopey.
Is it?
Yeah. As far as angry teenage angst goes, that's a okay reason. But then you have a guy in your party who just likes hitting things with swords and sits in the car and reads a book all the time.
Cool.
Okay.
There's just weird stuff of you can tell that this game was different at some points because there are these giant menus that have 4 things in them. There are appearance menu stuff, but you only get, from what I understand, you only get 4 appearances that you start the game with. And they affect your stats too, but in weird ways. You can wear a heavy coat and then you're protected from status ailments, but you have less health.
Oh.
But it's just a heavy parka coat.
I mean, that's just
mobility.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you take off that coat and you just wear casual clothes, then you can move faster.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
You wear this leather jacket with no sleeves, your character has more health.
Okay.
And there's a weird magic system in the game that it's like closer to 8s, where it's about you find like wells of magic and you draw them in, but then you like craft magic spells that have limited uses.
That
So I haven't
sounds
really
kind of
used
cool.
magic. I haven't used magic all that much because it's kind of fucking hard to get.
Is it like super powerful when you do though to make up for it?
It like makes like the firewall explosion makes like a big explosion in the area that also hurts your teammates. So it's like also kind of unwieldy as I have it now.
That's
But
really
it fucking
cool.
looks dope. Like it's a fucking whole big area is all scorched.
I really like the idea of like you can just like save up all this magical energy and then like drop a nuke on something, but it'll like kill everything in the area. Or like it's just like this big powerful thing. I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then you go and stay in an RV for the night.
Yeah, that makes
RV
sense.
station around. Pitch a tent, and they bring out like actual camping gear and cook a meal.
What a weird
Stay the
like
night. It has like
contrast.
it has a
It's like
day-night cycle. So if you drive at night, there are stronger monsters on the road, and your guy that drives for you is like, "Nah, man, it's nighttime. We can't go out." But you can say "fuck you," and but you have to drive at night. He won't drive for you at night because he thinks it's a bad idea to go out at night.
mhm.
It sounds like it is.
And then there's some like you'll get certain quests. You can only do this at night or hunts. I saw a hunt that I had to do at night.
Can you put your own music on the iPod you can buy in the store for 100 gil?
No. If you wanted to do your own music, you'd have to mute the music in the game and then
Use
run
your own
Spotify
iPod?
out of. Well, you can run Spotify in the background on the PS4.
Okay. So if I want to listen to All Star by Smash Mouth, that's the way I would have to go about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. But if you want to listen to One Winged Angel, the game's got your back.
I kind of don't care if I ever listen to that again because I've heard it so much, but every time I hear it, I'm okay with it. So
Yeah, that just I think the two games they give you off the bat are 7 and 13. I think definitely 7. And then the other ones are in stores for 100 gil once you get to them.
Nathan,
So
is
I have,
that
like,
your
1
favorite?
and 4s.
What?
Is that your
Seven
favorite?
My favorite.
7, yeah.
I don't know anymore. Like
Yeah.
it's been a long time since I've. I definitely had that kind of I think this was mostly nostalgia moment with that game, but I don't know what game I would put in its stead.
What about Final
From the
Fantasy
series?
14?
No, I've never touched it though, so that is not an informed opinion.
Why don't you install it and we'll play together?
Well, I don't want to rain on your parade. I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm sorry, man.
It's
I'm
fine.
really sorry.
It's fine. I
Yeah.
haven't played in months, so
There's a higher chance of me installing WoW again because I did watch Warcraft again. Now that we're talking about stuff again, it just stirs up memories. But I'm not gonna. Yeah.
I was mad at you for having a Doom Hammer, so I went to Toys R Us and got one as well.
Yeah, it's pretty great, right?
It's heavier than I thought it would be.
Really? Okay.
It's like a heavier plastic. I thought it would be like some foam piece of crap or something.
No, it's
Pretty good.
solid.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I wish there was
way
more
bigger in the
detailing in
movie,
it.
though.
Well,
Yeah,
of course.
like dude is huge, so his hammer is similarly. Yeah,
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Doom Hammer.
I saw the Murloc this time. I kind of missed it.
Oh, did you
but-
watch it again?
Yeah, downloaded it. Got my
Wow.
PSN digital copy.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. A
No, I
legal
bought
copy.
it. It was on sale. Yeah, I was just
Okay.
like, because you said the Blu-ray wasn't like amazing with the features, so I
No,
was
it's
like,
really not.
digital ownership.
And
There's
you
no
watched
Duncan
it.
Jones commentary, so whatever.
What did you think
Yeah,
of it on
that-
a second watch?
Still enjoyable, but kind of like really fast. Like there's too much going on. Like
There's so much
They could have
that-
used
Mhm.
a little more time to let characters breathe and
Yeah.
things come together, but
No,
There's
there's
still some
it's just
highlights in there.
it's just thing after thing. Just go.
yeah,
It's crazy.
it's a bit frantic.
The lack of explanation for Khadgar.
It's really good.
It's
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
They just kind of have a throwaway line where he's like, "Oh, he's not part of us anymore." It's like, wait, what? He's like one of the most powerful. Oh, wow. Okay. Cool. It's great.
It's a weird movie.
I really like how they treat their characters, where they don't give like any time to them until they do, and then they give too much time to dumb shit. It's really good.
I really like when Gul'dan drinks that dude. I really like that part.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Several times in that scene. And then he just dies. Just, I don't know.
Gross.
So good.
You should install WoW again.
Okay.
I'll take you through the lens.
How big is that game now? We were kind of talking about that.
It's like 100 gigs.
Okay. It's just like, well, what's our bandwidth cap this month? Like, we gotta make sure slip in just under, and pull that down before it flips over again.
I do think it is actually like 60 gigs.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm kind of half kidding. If you ever do install it, though, you have to hit me up.
Okay, just like, hey, I'm a scrub in here. I'm just looking around.
Yeah, I'll start. If you wanted to even start a new character, which it sounds like you'd have to, I would start one with you.
Okay, I think I'd have to, and I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced the emails I was getting were real, but my character might have been stolen by gold farmers. I have no idea. I haven't logged in so long.
That sounds right.
But I was getting Battle.net emails that were just like, dude, you need to sort out your account or we're going to shut it down. And I was like, I'm not using it. What are you talking about? I'm just going to ignore this email. And then I assume it all went bad. Like,
yeah, I'm sure it did.
Someone figured out my stuff and was wrecking havoc as Krasnor in my name. So.
Oh no.
Yeah, my reputation as Azeroth is probably not good.
That's fine. Most people's isn't.
Man, if I look up
Thumper.
Oh, you played Thumper.
I played Thumper.
Is it great?
Is it fun?
I like it. It's fun.
Okay.
It's a simple, it's a rhythm game. That's kind of weird.
It's like in the vein of Amplitude or something, or
not real. Like its music is just weird.
Okay.
It's like it's very much just about doing specific things quickly. What I like about it is you can preload your moves. So like
queue up.
Yeah, if for the things that will do you damage, they're all things you have to hit specifically, but those are just for your score. The things that like you have to do to get through the level, you can queue up. Like if you have to boost, you can hold the boost. If you have to hit a wall at an angle, you can hold the button and the direction before you hit it. So then it builds on that and then starts pushing you more and more, and then starts introducing more mechanics as it goes. Like it starts out as a one lane game, but then opens up a couple levels into multiple lanes. Like it just keeps adding stuff as I've seen it.
So you're racing down a track, but towards a monster? Is that kind of?
It's kind of just like an endless track, and then like at some point a boss thing happens, and the boss things you have to get each sequence in it correct completely to move on.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like you can muddle your way through the levels to an extent.
Is this in any kind of VR for you, or just the general?
Just a regular thing.
Okay.
It has a neat look. It's like it's a totally okay rhythm game.
Okay.
Like I don't have that much to say about it, but I just wanted to
acknowledge that. Yeah, no, it's definitely been coming up on occasion, like with some pretty fond things being said about it. So I'm curious about it. But I should probably put my weird rhythm money into the Res release that came out, because I just feel like it's kind of weird that I haven't played that, but I almost want to make sure my first experience with it is VR, but I don't have VR. I don't know. I mean, I can play it, but am I selling myself short is the thing.
But I mean, you've played Res, right?
I sure have, yeah. So there's one new area though. I guess it's like maybe I just couldn't. I'll leave that for when I have the thing. But I don't know.
Like one short,
like 15 minutes.
Level,
I know. I know.
All of VR.
It's like 15 years of no more Res, and then Child of Eden. But yeah. Okay. Weird rhythm things. Paul, do you like weird rhythm things?
No, you've made
Okay.
a Mario Maker level called Karibo Experiment.
Yeah, I finally uploaded a level. It's not very good. I was trying to recreate like the level that Karibo's shoe was in 3, but you kind of can't structure a level that way. I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think you can start on the right and move left and then right. It just doesn't seem to allow for that.
Okay.
You could, you could start on the left, pipe into the right side on the other map.
Which might actually be how that level starts in 3 as well. But I was trying to just like, no, I want to start here. Oh no, then my level will be really short. Okay, what? And then just so it's an experiment, which means work in progress. Don't be mad. And I just made a big stack of spikies, and it didn't work.
Oh no, the reason I brought it up is I just Googled your online username, and that's one of the things that pops up is a Super Mario Maker bookmark maker profile.
Oh, weird. Okay.
And also a bunch of stuff from like 2007 and 13 and stuff. I don't know.
What kind of stuff? What do you mean? Are you trying to find my like BattleNet account, or
no?
What are you looking for?
No, I'm just seeing what happens if I put in your name, because I don't think you use it that often.
Okay.
Oh, okay. This makes me feel a little bit better. So if you have somebody in your Google contacts, it'll just like show you all the information ever about them that they have in there. Mm-hmm. So it scared me, but it says only you can see this result because I have you in Google contacts. So when I typed in Krasnor in Google, it showed me your like home email address, where you worked, and like all this shit. I was like, holy shit, that's terrifying. But now I know it's
privacy settings. Okay.
Now I know.
Set to show friends. Yeah, okay.
I guess so, yeah. But the first thing that comes up is your Giant Bomb profile, then a last.fm profile that looks like you last did something with 3 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, so right. That's
last
your
time I scrobbled.
Yeah, that's the word, scrobble. That's it.
Scrobble.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just a bunch of weird shit in there. I
really care about scrobbling. Like, it'd just be like, no, let the track play to the end. I gotta get that play count. It needs to know I listened to this Justice album again.
One of the big ones here is Dark Jedi Brotherhood.
What? Okay.
Was that you? Joined 11 years ago in 2005?
Maybe? Like, I just played KOTOR and found some cool website. But
you were Neophyte Krasnor Sith. You were a rogue. What do we have here? You joined on April 8th, 2005. Your last elevation was April 13th, 2005, over 11 years ago. Your last merit award was May 19th, 2005. And your last competition was May 19th, 2005. 89 prestige.
I don't remember any of this, but it's Star Wars related, so it's conceivable. Could have happened.
The awards you got were the Dark Cross, a crescent with Sapphire Star, and Seal of Alliance.
What is this, a game? Like,
I don't know what this is.
Okay.
I have no fucking idea what Dark Brotherhood is.
All right.
I'm guessing it might be like a RuneScape, but like for...
I really did enjoy RuneScape for a period of time.
I know you did.
Yeah. Cyan 3. I really like the number 3, apparently.
Dark Jedi Brotherhood, an online Star Wars fan club.
Okay.
Yeah.
We gotta actually stop. This is...
Yeah, we have to stop. It's over.
I have one last thing, though.
Final Fantasy 15. All right. What?
A book I've been reading.
Okay.
A book. It's a collection of short stories by Haruki Murakami. It's based on... They're all influenced by the 1995 Kobe earthquake. Japanese author. It's called After the Quake. The story that brought it to me is called... what is it? Super Frog? Yeah, Super Frog Saves Tokyo. We're like... which is... And the reason I started reading is the story is in and this guy's work greatly influenced an anime I really like, Maru Penguin Drum. And Super Frog Saves Tokyo. The story is directly mentioned in that show.
Okay.
And it's like a thing where this Japanese businessman banker who has like no family gets visited by a giant frog in the middle of the night who tells him that he's the only one who can help him save Tokyo from this giant creature called Worm. Who's going to caused the 95 earthquake and is going to cause another giant earthquake. And only this banker can help Frog stop him. And the guy's kind of confused because he's, just a banker. He kind of just lived his life without fear, where he would collect from gangsters because he wasn't really afraid of them killing him because he had nothing to live for.
Makes sense.
So then Frog says like he's the only kind of person that can help him. And then stuff happens.
That sounds really weird.
It's very weird, but the book's very good.
Wait, so does the frog like actively look for burnouts who have nothing to lose? Like,
was specifically talking to this individual.
Okay. Just like, you fit my criteria. Well, what's that? You just are reckless and don't give a shit. Okay, cool. Like, I don't know.
Like, I'm
you're loose cannon.
Summarized in a way that maybe loses some of the nuances, I'll say. But,
right. Okay. But it's
but it's a lot of it's trying to like the ways the stories work is none of the ones I've read so far aren't directly about the Kobe earthquake, but they're trying to get at by going sort of around it and near it, trying to get at the feelings of dealing with that, of having lived through that kind of thing.
Are they like novella length or 40, 50 pages? Like, what kind of...
Yeah, each story is around 30 to 40.
Okay.
They're pretty short. It's a good book. That's all I want to say. That's the last thing.
Cool. Nathan, what's the last thing you want to say ever?
What? Dude, I don't know. Like, my final wish is to not die right now. Like, what do you mean?
I don't know.
Scary.
It sounded way more ominous
please
than
don't
I wanted.
kill me. No.
What do you think of
like
Discord? Because I saw you like officially started using it.
I thought there might be some Raccoon City chat going on, and I just kind of wanted to see what was going on. But then I was like, "Oh no, that's not happening right now." And yeah,
the Raccoon City
I like
chat.
Resident Evil 2 a lot, so I just kind of wanted to tune in.
Are you around tomorrow?
Yeah. So I might be able to see some business. Like,
if you want, you can jump in and I'll chat with you about it while I play it. It'll be later on in the day, though.
Are you kind of intentionally like keeping quiet during the cutscenes to let the story come across, or?
I mean,
what's the rule?
A little, but no.
Okay.
Like, I kind of don't care.
I've seen playthrough. Like,
I've seen these games myself, but yeah, you're right. I do like try to keep quiet during the like stuff that's important, but some of the cutscenes are just like two characters talking about something. Like how Resident Evil starts is just like you're talking to a gun shop owner to not shoot you, and then he's like, "Oh, it's crazy out there," and then dies. Like, who fucking cares what he has to say?
Like, oh man, that poor gun store owner. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I don't know. It seems okay, but I mean, I just signed on today, so I've also changed my profile picture on Steam for the first time in many years.
Yeah.
So.
And I thought it was you.
And that's great. I'm glad you did. But,
well, I don't know. It's a white dude with like an obvious mustache and wearing like a bandana on his head. So I was like, well, that's Nathan.
Yeah, that's my look. It's the like Werner Herzog circa 1981. That's what I'm going for.
Right.
So I'm glad I achieved it.
Yeah, you pulled it off. All right,
nice.
Cool.
Okay. That's the last thing I have to say.
All right.
What about you, Paul? Like, tune in tomorrow, check out the Resident Evil experience.
Anything like yeah, I might try to get this up tomorrow, so that'll still count for the next day, because I still have a few more days going And by a few, I mean probably at least a full 7 still.
Yeah, there's a lot of games.
It's not even that there's a lot of games, it's that they get longer as they go. Like 4 is going to take like way too long, way longer than I wanted to. 5 is going to be okay because that's going to be co-op with somebody. 6 is being done with John, don't have to worry about that. But like the Revelations games are about 10 hours each in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a long time. It's a lot of gaming. But well, I mean, fuck, what else am I going to do? They forced me to take my vacation. They didn't want to pay me out, so I was like, okay, I'll play video games, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, why not? We'll end it on that. Have a good night, and thank you for listening to this.